country it's something that's smoking, sniffing. Maybe they're trying to forget. It's a life of history and regret. No one to come to their rescue. Except careful on Buju. So they boom boxes can they go. Strong out voices from the ghetto. Crying, voices from the ghetto. Crying, crying, voices from the ghetto. I was born and bred in the ghetto. No, not all, not all, from the ghetto. Voices from the ghetto.
The Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, GOPIO wants Young's Diwali Nagar invite withdrawn. Says NCIC must not endorse disgraceful behavior to Kamla. By 5 hours ago, 20241029. The Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, GOPIO wants Young's Diwali Nagar invite withdrawn. Says NCIC must not endorse disgraceful behavior to Kamla. By 5 hours ago, 20241029. Energy Minister Stuart Young at the PNM's Diwali celebrations at Balasir House, Port of Spain, on Saturday. Vashti Singh. Stories by Akash Samaru. Akash Samaru at CNC3.code, TT. The Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, GOPIO, is appealing to the National Council for Indian Culture, NCAC, to rescind its invitation to Stuart Young to speak at the closing night of the Diwali Nagar on Wednesday. In defending its call, GOPIO says Young has offended Hindu women with his recent salacious comments towards opposition leader Kamla Persad during the budget debate and is unworthy of speaking at a religious event of the stature of the Diwali Nagar. In a letter sent to NCIC President Diorup Timal yesterday, GOPIO asked that the council be a defender of Dharma, right behavior, and social order, and reject Young, who it claims has shown Ravanic behavior towards all women of this country. Ravana is a 10-headed demon king in Hindu mythology. He is the primary antagonist in the Hindu holy book, the Ramayana. In its letter, GOPIO said it understands that it is tradition for the NCIC to invite the sitting Prime Minister to the final night of celebration, and given that Dr. Keith Rowley is currently out of the country, Minister Young will take his place on Wednesday night. Recommended for you. How turning the heat off could damage your home. The global civil society group sought to remind Timal that Young was recently condemned by the Parliament and the public for lewdly insulting the honorable leader of opposition with obscenities, disgustingly sexual innuendo, and filthy language in our nation's parliament. The organization said the Hindu community, civil society organizations, and women's groups were extremely shocked, insulted, indignant, and injured by Stuart Young's statements. GOPIO said even House Speaker Bridget Anisette was forced to reprimand Young for what she called his homophobic and misogynistic jabs. GOPIO said while it accepts that the NCIC is a private religious and cultural organization which is apolitical, for the NCIC to facilitate MP Young to deliver the feature address mere days after hurling such sexist, obscene filth in Parliament at our female leader of opposition, first female Prime Minister and first Hindu female Prime Minister, is to endorse, accept, and excuse MP Young's disgraceful and unacceptable behavior. The organization also sought to underscore to the NCIC that Diwali centers around the exaltation of the feminine aspect of God, symbolized by Mother Lakshmi. This, GOPIO argued, clashes with the revealed mindset and public utterances of Minister Young. GOPIO went on to say that the fact that Dr. Rowley appointed Young to act as Prime Minister following his hot mic comments in the Parliament is a great insult to the feelings, sensibility, and morality of our country, especially to persons of Indian origin. GOPIO said it is awaiting a response from Timal's NCIC, as it vehemently calls for the cultural group to withdraw Young's invitation. Guardian Media sought to get a response from Minister Young yesterday. However, none came before press time. Young found himself in hot water after insults he hurled at the opposition were caught in a hot mic incident during a slight break in the budget debate on October 10th. The energy minister was heard accusing the opposition leader of heading to the bathroom to Zammy, a Creole term often used to describe a lesbian or homosexual woman, during crosstalk with other government MPs. The comments drew criticism from several sectors of society after it was shared on social media. This prompted the House Speaker to reprimand Young for bringing the House into disrepute and calling for an apology. He subsequently apologized to the Parliament and avoided being sent to the Privileges Committee. However, after PM Rowley appointed him to act as PM for a third time last week, there was more criticism that this should not have been done so soon after his behavior in the House. The Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, GOPIO wants Young's Diwali Nagar invite withdrawn. Says NCIC must not endorse disgraceful behavior to Kamla.
By
5 hours ago, 20241029. Energy Minister Stuart Young at the PNM's Diwali celebrations at Balasir House, Port of Spain, on Saturday. Vashti Singh. Stories by Akash Samaru. Akash Samaru at cnc3.code, TT. The Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, GOPIO, is appealing to the National Council for Indian Culture, NCAC, to rescind its invitation to Stuart Young to speak at the closing night of the Diwali Nagar on Wednesday. In defending its call, GOPIO says Young has offended Hindu women with his recent salacious comments towards opposition leader Kamla Persad during the budget debate and is unworthy of speaking at a religious event of the stature of the Diwali Nagar. In a letter sent to NCIC President Diorop Timal yesterday, GOPIO asked that the council be a defender of Dharma, right behavior, and social order, and reject Young, who it claims has shown Ravanic behavior towards all women of this country. Ravana is a 10-headed demon king in Hindu mythology. He is the primary antagonist in the Hindu holy book, the Ramayana. In its letter, GOPIO said it understands that it is tradition for the NCIC to invite the sitting Prime Minister to the final night of celebration, and given that Dr. Keith Rowley is currently out of the country, Minister Young will take his place on Wednesday night. Recommended for you. How turning the heat off could damage your home. The global civil society group sought to remind Timal that Young was recently condemned by the Parliament and the public for lewdly insulting the honorable leader of opposition with obscenities, disgustingly sexual innuendo, and filthy language in our nation's parliament. The organization said the Hindu community, civil society organizations, and women's groups were extremely shocked, insulted, indignant, and injured by Stuart Young's statements. GOPIO said even House Speaker Bridget Anisette was forced to reprimand Young for what she called his homophobic and misogynistic jabs. GOPIO said while it accepts that the NCIC is a private religious and cultural organization which is apolitical, for the NCIC to facilitate MP Young to deliver the feature address mere days after hurling such sexist, obscene filth in Parliament at our female leader of opposition, first female Prime Minister and first Hindu female Prime Minister, is to endorse, accept, and excuse MP Young's disgraceful and unacceptable behavior. The organization also sought to underscore to the NCIC that Diwali centers around the exaltation of the feminine aspect of God, symbolized by Mother Lakshmi. This, GOPIO argued, clashes with the revealed mindset and public utterances of Minister Young. GOPIO went on to say that the fact that Dr. Rowley appointed Young to act as Prime Minister following his hot mic comments in the Parliament is a great insult to the feelings, sensibility, and morality of our country, especially to persons of Indian origin. GOPIO said it is awaiting a response from Timal's NCIC, as it vehemently calls for the cultural group to withdraw Young's invitation. Guardian Media sought to get a response from Minister Young yesterday. However, none came before press time. Young found himself in hot water after insults he hurled at the opposition were caught in a hot mic incident during a slight break in the budget debate on October 10th. The energy minister was heard accusing the opposition leader of heading to the bathroom to Zammy, a Creole term often used to describe a lesbian or homosexual woman, during crosstalk with other government MPs. The comments drew criticism from several sectors of society after it was shared on social media. This prompted the House Speaker to reprimand Young for bringing the House into disrepute and calling for an apology. He subsequently apologized to the Parliament and avoided being sent to the Privileges Committee. However, after PM Rowley appointed him to act as PM for a third time last week, there was more criticism that this should not have been done so soon after his behavior in the House.
Great. Let me do something for mankind. Since the beginning of time, man has never found himself caught up in a web of crime. He put his soul on the shelf, and we saw all his wickedness manifesting. Furthermore, in perversion he did wallow. Then we saw his intelligence disappearing, and therefore how lower his morals could go. But in the future, tomorrow's era, and the hereafter, mankind will have to do better. In time to come, all religions will get together and pray.
Advocates call for action on reparation issue. Ex-colonies won't accept Britain's disrespect. Janelle de Souza. 21 hours ago, Coffer Cambon. File photo by Angelo Marcel. Advocates for reparations for hundreds of years of enslavement of Africans are calling on the Commonwealth to take some sort of action against the British government's decision to exclude reparations from the agenda of the recent Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOM, in Samoa. The 2024 CHOM took place from October 21st to 26th, and, even before the start of the summit, the British government said the issue of reparations would not be on the agenda. But Commonwealth leaders included a paragraph on reparatory justice in the summit communiqué. The document, signed by 56 heads of government, including UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, noted the calls for discussions on reparatory justice for the transatlantic slave trade, and that it was time for a meaningful, truthful, and respectful conversation towards forging a common future based on equity. It said, heads further agreed to continue playing an active role in bringing about such inclusive conversations addressing these harms, paying special attention to women and girls who suffered disproportionately from these appalling tragedies in the history of humanity. In his address on October 25th, King Charles III said, "I understand, from listening to people across the Commonwealth, how the most painful aspects of our past continue to resonate. It is vital, therefore, that we understand our history to guide us to make the right choices in the future." Historian Dr. Rita Pemberton told Newsday the UK government refused to put the topic on the agenda because CHOM was made up of representatives of former colonies. She expected there would be some comments and action from those nations for that disrespect. Reparations is an issue that has to be dealt with. So whether they are prepared, the present monarch of England and his prime minister or anybody else, to discuss reparations on any international forum, it is not going to kill the issue. It is going to remain because there is conviction in the colonized world that reparations are necessary. Planters were compensated for what was termed their loss of labor, and therefore, the labor now has to be compensated. She said the labor and their descendants did not have a chance to establish themselves properly because they systems operated in such a way as to prevent them from reaching their full potential. Pemberton compared the situation to the Windrush scandal, saying slavery was another of the UK government's activities that would come right back to haunt them. The HMT Empire Windrush was the ship that brought some of the first post-World War II migrants from the Caribbean to Britain. Historian Dr. Rita Pemberton. Some were wrongly detained or deported from the UK, denied legal rights, and threatened with deportation. They lost their jobs or homes, had their passports confiscated, or were denied NHS healthcare. A compensation scheme began in 2019. She said with members of the Labour Party in favor of reparations, she believed the British government had to be prepared to discuss it and to pay at some point. Kafur Kambon, Director of Regional and Pan-African Affairs of the Emancipation Support Committee, one of the leaders of the Black Power movement and a strong supporter of reparations, said reparations was a major issue of justice, the discussion of which one country should not be able to decide on. I feel CHOM should be disbanded or have it without Britain. We can't get on like Britain is the head of something anymore. How could they determine for all these countries that you can't discuss one of the critical movements for justice of the time? He said reparations was not an issue for side discussions, and if country leaders went along with that decision, they might as well still be in the colonial days. He believed the populations of the Commonwealth countries should take a strong stand against the madness of taking reparations off the agenda.
The last opportunity.
Dinabriga, TTT to review operations
Because,
after Kamla glitch.
It's around
Sean
now. He will have
Douglas,
to call the general
15
elections
hours
well
ago,
before
opposition leader
October,
Kamla
August.
Persad-Besseser
If you
addresses
take a
the
3 months
audience at
extension,
Diwali
it will be
Nagar,
into
Chagwanas on
Diwali,
October
Christmas.
26th. Photo by Lincoln Holder. Minister of Communications Simon Dinabriga said TTT will review its operations after what he termed technical issues had led to the state television company not broadcasting the speech of opposition leader Kamla Persad-Besseser at the Diwali Nagar, Chagwanas, on October 26th. He replied to Newsday's questions via telephone on October 28th. In a strongly worded statement on October 27th, the UNC said no other speaker but Persad-Besseser had faced technical issues at the Nagar and demanded an explanation plus an apology from TTT's management or board. The live stream cut exactly at the moment that the leader of opposition, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Besseser, SC, MP, entered the seating area and resumed after she completed her address. It is highly provocative that the entire presence of the leader of the opposition, who is the 9th highest-ranked state official on the table of precedence of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and the only Hindu female political leader, was completely eliminated by the government-run media house. We take this opportunity to remind you of your obligation, especially as the broadcast partner for the NCIC Diwali Nagar, to maintain the independence and transparency by which every taxpayer-funded organization is mandated to abide. The UNC said the country must be told what occurred, how it happened, and who is being held liable. TTT Chairman Neil Parsonlal via WhatsApp on October 28th told Newsday, I am advised that an apology has already been issued to the NCIC for this unfortunate technical issue that occurred with the live stream. I am also advised that there was no interruption to our international feed. The Honorable Opposition Leader's address will be rebroadcast. A media release will also be issued shortly. I also take the opportunity to apologize directly to the opposition leader with whom I had the privilege of serving in the parliament between 2007 and 2010. Dinabriga accused the UNC of trying to politicize the issue. First of all, I don't see this as a row, an imbroglio, or anything of the sort. TTT has an arrangement, a contract, as the official carrier of the Diwali Nagar, and that is with the NCIC, National Council on Indian Culture. He said a technical issue had occurred on October 26th, resulting in TTT's broadcast feed being down for about 1 hour, during which time Persad-Besseser spoke. I agree, of course, the timing was inconvenient, but the NCIC was contacted, and the head of the NCIC said TTT had been in contact with him when it occurred, and at the time that they were working it out. I fully expect TTT will make good with the NCIC, who is again the person, sick, with whom they have a contractual arrangement with. This is a technical issue, which the UNC would like to make into a political one. He said it would be the NCIC and TTT, which would make good. Other than that, I do not want to get drawn by whoever from the opposition, from the UNC, into making this a political issue, trying to find shadows in corners, trying to add fire to conspiracy theories. I want no part of that. Newsday asked if there was a need for an investigation into what had transpired and or an apology. Dinabriga replied, TTT has already expressed their regret to the NCIC, as far as I'm aware. TTT, while it was happening, had posted and pinned a message in the thread to allow people to see that there was an issue and that they had regretted it, and that they were working as quickly as possible to rectify the issue. As soon as it was rectified, the feed was brought back up, he related. So I don't think that beyond the arrangement and the relationship with the NCC and TTT, that they are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. Of course, TTT, in order to ensure that this does not happen again, not only during coverage of the Nugger, but also that this doesn't happen in any future engagement, whether it be with the NCIC or anyone else, that whatever occurred during the coverage on Saturday night never happens again. So they TTT will look at their internal systems. They will ensure that whatever steps are taken and their stand operating procedures are adjusted to ensure it does not happen again. Given the interest around it, I am certain TTT will issue a statement.
With Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
They're not going to let them people come and lock them up. They will move mountains. They will sleep with the devil. They will kill. They understand why it's showing all in. They will kill to make sure they win that next elections. The only thing can save us from that is like what Tobago done, where people came out overwhelmingly to the extent that there's so much to bypass the packed ballots, the packed special votes, because they mainly just do that with the special voting the day, 2 days before the elections, and packing for people who voting before the elections. The transparency and accountability with that is of an all-time low. We on the ground report interviewed people that worked in polling stations, told us about the things that goes on. Yes. What I'm doing here is being a part of the Wali and sharing the light, shining the light, but the light of truth, the light that we need in order to live a better life.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. What says thou?
Pleasant over to you as well, my friend.
Something
Hear me
wrong?
loud and clear.
Something wrong, Lennox. Check the mic. I'm not hearing you.
Boy, oh boy, let me just check this.
Yes, I hear you now. Go ahead.
You hear me now? You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Let me just make sure. Yes, indeed, of course. A pleasant good morning to all and sundry, East, West, North, South, Central, of Fresh and Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the world wide web, a pleasant good day to you. While, of course, in the midst of this imbroglio, some would like not to call it that, but because the minister himself did in fact say is a storm in a teacup. As far as what I consider to be faux pas or embarrassment to the leader of the opposition so soon after the acting prime minister, or sometimes acting prime minister, Stuart Young and Minister of Energy and a senior member of the Rowley administration, no doubt, acting, of course, also in the office of the Prime Minister. He has never left there or never dismissed him from there. But the fact of the matter is that it is a serious matter. His statement in the Parliament or his utterance in the Parliament not only was unparliamentary, but I think it is saturated or it is pregnant with misogynic statements, homophobia, and all of what a contemporary or modern parliamentarian must not utter. And whether it was inadvertent or otherwise, the fact is that it became a national snowball, and or a firestorm might be the more appropriate word, and therefore to make him so soon after the acting prime minister, I think Dr. Rowley himself, if we have to isolate and on the basis of resignation, I think both men must resign their position. Dr. Rowley cannot be so insensitive, so brutal, so devious, and so reckless that his moral and ethical conscience would not to understand that his moral and ethical conscience could not have led him to, of course, put George Young in the position that he left him in. I think that is unbecoming, and therefore both men should, of course, exit immediately. Immediately. That is my view, of course, and it is the view of a vast majority of conscientious persons in this country. But you raise a point as well about the whole question of the elections and the larceny or the stealing thereof, and the history of this administration. The PNM administration is clear. It is pellucid. It is as clear as the day giving way to night, and vice versa. And therefore, we have to settle for anything. Dr. Rowley's statement that he will not bring in international observers, that he interfered, of course, with the elections in 2015, that he orchestrated the non-presence of these international observers to come in, and of course his more recent statement calling for, while there was widespread call for independent observers for the local government elections, on top of the fact that the Privy Council said that Rowley and his small band of anti-democratic elements attempted to subvert the electoral process by preventing the electorate, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, from electing their representative at the time when it was designated. That is pellucid and clear. The Privy Council said that. Of course, Dr. Rowley will go as his Attorney General and try, of course, to gaslight and try to, of course, tell us something different. So that you are quite right. That must be a concern for every democratically conscientious citizen in this country, that Rowley and they are afoot once again to try to undermine the electoral process of this country, and therefore eternal and very acute vigilance is critical if we are to, of course, make certain that the sanity, that the integrity of the electoral process is not further eroded by this government. And I say so as well because the EBC has allowed itself to be manipulated, as we saw, of course, when Dr. Rowley even manipulating the parliament of the country, went into the parliament and say that he has a duty to break the tie in Tobago, and that time it was 6-6, and then added 3 additional seats out from the Epiphany, amorphously, just so. And then, of course, the EBC followed suit by, of course, chipping up PNM-dominated electoral districts in Tobago in order to get an unfair advantage. Well, the people of Tobago, as you rightly said, must be commended because they resisted that undermining of the democratic process. So when I know you gave a particular date, a cutoff date for when he has no choice but to call the elections, and he no doubt he's going to go down to the wire, hoping that something might pop up so that he could either make an excuse not to call the elections, one, or postpone the elections, two, or indeed have the elections, hoping that that incident that he's hoping for, whether created or manufactured or not, will of course catapult them back into government. Well, I tell them a pink donkey, and of course God face, none of them will see. That being as it may, my friend, I don't know if you have any particular issue, but I can go straight to of course the general news at this point.
The headliners.
Yes,
Yeah.
let me go
Do
there.
some-
Yes, indeed. Quite a number of things that are taking place. I want to say off the cuff, of course, I want to commend the OPO, I believe it is, the organization for concern with Indians and their descendants, for of course making a very forceful statement indicating that the Naga organizations in relation to Diwali should not allow Stuart Young, I endorse that, to of course speak on the closing night of the Diwali celebration simply because of what transpired. That is an insult. I think it is offensive, and it is not in keeping with the moral and ethical and spiritual values that we have established. I want to say, of course, that is the GOPIO, GOPIO, and that refers, of course, to the Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, and they have said in no uncertain terms is appealing to the National Council for Indian Culture to rescind its invitation to Stuart Young to speak at the closing night of the Diwali Naga on Wednesday. So he's called to speak by way of invitation. The Prime Minister is out of the country. And I want to say, do not for 1 minute put it beyond Dr. Roy that even though he didn't have to be out of the country, he would have created a situation, as I said when he was leaving for Chogam, that don't put it beyond Dr. Rowley to orchestrate the voicing of this most despicable individual, having regard to what he would have said on the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and to literally, let's say, not just insult us, but to of course rub salt into the wounds of the people of Trinidad and Tobago in general, and those who would have been specifically offended by that misogynic and awful statement that have no place in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago at any level, far less to be in that hollow place called the Parliamentary Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's
But
look at
before
some
you
of the,
go into the
yeah, go ahead.
before you go into the news, I will like to play one time before we go down to the news, the early voice notes that we got.
No problem.
Right. The early voice notes we get.
Yes, the people, we always give priority to you. This is an interactive program fundamentally, and we believe that you will make the difference. You must make the difference. This is a democracy, and while some of us may not agree with some of the comments of a few of you, but the fact of the matter is that democracy requires that we listen to you, even though we may disagree with you.
Nice. Oh boy. Just exactly 10 seconds away from doing that.
Yes, indeed.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
So we are giving away to your voicemails, and here
To
we
know
go.
is that to keep the code. The code is yellow. Vote UNC and all your troubles will be at ease. UNC have love, PNM have heat. You vote the Balize, we dead. You vote UNC, we will be alive, we will be healthy. Kamla is for everybody. I do see why when a government come in, they have to starve corporation, they have to do build hospital that way one party, all them nonsense and hatred for one party. That has to be a time at the past.
We'll take calls in a bit.
A prime minister duty is to serve all in fairness and equal opportunities for everyone. Not because you're African, eyes are Indian, you're going to show me you're a different color. All that nonsense must stop. We are human beings, we're not animals. You have a tendency to say we come out from the African jungle, we are hyenas, you know, you have a code with Nikito. Prime Minister, get that back of your head. We want to know that our Prime Minister must be able to serve all, and that's what Kamala does. So people, vote UNC and we will smile, vote PNM and we dead. Ground report is thanks to know you people because it wasn't for you, the media of Trinidad and Tobago sucks. And when we get in power, we will deal with all of them. They will try to cover up, but they will remain without any service. We will get we own media, Kamla, by the help of the Almighty. We will get the ground report, their own right station. That way there will be equal opportunities. The ground reports must be forever, and they must oppose any government that come and doing ills to the people. PNM must be no more. PNM is hate. PNM is, I don't know how to really put the word. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and morning to the ground report. God bless Mighty K, the Pitbull, and LENNOX Smith, and all of Trinidad and Tobago. Rowley, you say you went to Niketo. Well, we know who is your father, Satan, and Satan will deal with all your bunch of thieves who feel all your thief with money and live in paradise and all your smoke all your long cigar and eat all your lamb chops and this and whatever and suffer the people. Well, my friend, I know that God says, hell await you, because the Bible says, evil shall not prevail in this land. And long as you say you went to Nikito, and always a bunch of wrongdoers, all you know what all your destination is. Hell awaits you, my friend. I trust in the Almighty God will deal with all you. So let's continue suffering the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and we will see what will happen to you all. I will be in paradise because my life is changing, and I believe in the mighty Jesus and the mighty Jehovah. So God will bless Trinidad and Tobago. His wrath will fall heavily upon you. Trust in the Almighty God and everything will be right.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox Smith, and the mighty K. My name is Bufara Ramdeo. I'm from Davie, South Trinidad. And I like to say this to Trinidad and Tobago and the world. We have a prime minister in our country who didn't want the job. Just imagine, he didn't want the job. He get rid of his leader. He boasts about it. And what he do realize is the seed that you sow will follow your children and grandchildren. And greed greed is the worst thing. And I think
Yes, indeed. Andy, I don't know if I'm getting a challenge on my side. Out of an
We in
abundance
order.
of
We in
caution.
order. Just had a shortcut, but we in order.
Okay, okay. Just wanted to make sure because we don't like it there, as we say in the industry, to prevail. Otherwise, people get frustrated. One, but at the same time, they believe that there's something drastically wrong suddenly, and no such thing, people. Sometimes the technology is such, and we are subjected, of course, to what is called Murphy's Law, where, of course, if something has to go wrong, it will at the worst possible time. So bearing all of that in mind, but we are typical Boy Scouts. So we are ready for all occasions, just as you, I'm sure. We'll continue.
Learn.
Yes.
See how quick we learn? We learn in no time. It was dealt with in no time. Right, let me finish off those voice. Let me finish off those voice notes. But while I'm doing that, let me also play this. Mr. Brooks send this for me, for us.
You coming at me with your race card? To the East Indian community, any member of your family has ever been sick, or you ever needed surgery, or you ever needed blood, you went to our local hospitals for blood, then you have more in you than I have in me. And to the African community, likewise, if you ever had to take blood there, you have more Indian blood in you than they have in them. There's certain religions who don't take blood, forget them. The Black community who are Indian person open the mouth against injustice, the racial, or as an Indian person highlight something that an African person doing wrong, the racial. Stop that shit. That is the only card the politician has to keep us divided. Once we remain divided, they will continue to defeat us. United we stand. Divided, we will fall. There's no Indian and African in Trinidad. We are Trinidadians. We are one people mixed with each other's blood. If we ever take blood, or if any of our family ever receive blood, and if you've never received blood, you claim pure blood. I take a stand. And those who are coming to stand with me, thank you. I open a brand new Facebook page today called The Ladies Room because of you all. Those who stand with me, go follow that page. We have an online petition as well. There are more pressing matters. That one is irrelevant.
Very good message. Very, very good message. Let's continue the voice notes. Boy.
Clear, it's clear. People must be conscious. And these, like I said, diversions must be eliminated because they are just exactly that. Ocious, irrelevant to bread and butter issues and the advancement of families and individuals. Cumulatively, therefore the advancement of Trinidad and Tobago.
The report, morning, everybody. Short and sweet. I find the people also got in this country, what happened to the assault rifle Stuart T turning in the St. James Barracks? I say that was a gift. The assault rifle, only forget who these ministers is. Only so deceitful. Imagine, only want to kill Stuart Young, but the man who reveal all that information, all that about Kamala, only embracing him, only welcoming him back in the party. Only sets are deceitful hypocrites.
Good morning, Mighty K, Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, and to all the ground report listeners this morning. Glad to see you all in the land of the living. You all have a blessed and wonderful and safe day. Bye.
Andy for Gandhi, Gandhi for Andy. Andy, I agree with the people. Do not invite or revoke your invitation to that idiot, Young. We do not need him to speak. We do not need him to speak about it. He knows nothing what he do politics or anything about government. And if he do come and speak, we need to organize a protest and boo him every word he say, boo, boo, want to say. Just boo him, boo him, boo him. Let us keep speaking and you really don't go. Just boo him. But you know he's not going to come. He's not going to show up. I guarantee he's not showing up. And next thing too, all those sycophants and everything that are trying to do the best thing. They're gonna deport a lot of them to their country. And none of you guys gonna get these other countries country. So again, we need to do him and all those sycophants who support Donald Trump, the big bad sycophants. In Trinidad, they are so dumb, they are no politics. But we need to boo John, boo like the hell out of it. Andy, morning, again. Andy, 75% of his voters is supporting PNM are uneducated, illiterate, and you cannot understand English. 75% of them. It's over here, 75 or plus of Donald Trump are illiterate, redneck, stupid, and ignorant and foolish. So a cult like Donald Trump, just like a cult like Yogi, to say anything and hypnotize them to believe what they say. Also, we need to somehow do something. I don't know how we can do it. Maybe riot the country. We can get all the on. Talk to you later.
Andy, Mikey, Lennox, morning. Calling from New York. You know, last night looking at my Facebook page, I even sent it to you, Andy. I saw one of the most despicable that there ever is. How come parents could shoot children? This is the way that we go? Fighting each other with a cutlass in their hand? I mean to say the world is looking at us. The world. And when we reach to this ebb, we reach to this low ebb, where else do we have to go? Where? Where else do we have to go? This is the worst thing that I've ever seen. We got to take stock of ourselves, Trinidad and Tobago. We was never in this gutter. We was never in this gutter. Let us find our way out of this gutter.
I will never remember when Sataraj told Kamala that the invitation he had sent to her to come and speak at some Diwali festival, he had revoked it and she was no longer welcomed at any of the SDMA events. That called her down fast to come out. It's the same PNM education, only ungrateful pets and roaches. But I'm calling from America again. Why did he sit? In America, parents, students working school with guns and kill people. Why did he sit?
Again, morning, Andy, Lennox, Mighty K. Back to that assault rifle. If you and I turn in a handgun, it's jail and no bail and all kind of madness in this skin. An assault rifle is a weapon of mass destruction, is a terrorist weapon. Gary Griffith said it best. You can squeeze a 1 second on a gun and kill almost 50 people. So how comes you could just hand in that? Where is good to even buy that and get it in the country legally? No FUL have no assault rifle on it. But I guess he named minister now. Because he named minister, he stepped out to get rid of drugs and guns.
Wow. He named minister. So that could go on when they name minister, yeah? Wow, wow, wow.
He could turn in the weapons of destruction. And it's all good. Come and lead the country after. So the more corrupt, stupid that you are, the more power is getting in PNL. Yeah, that's the way.
Andy Williams, good morning. Imam Kazim here speaking. What a beautiful day in Trinidad and Tobago, where we see the sun is shining very bright, and which we hope it will shine in a very near future when the people of Trinidad and Tobago will be once more return to happiness and joy and prosperity and good governance. This morning, I want to take the opportunity to highlight something which I believe personally to have been unethical and immoral, something that which, when we look at the national anthem, where the words are mentioned, every creed and race shall have a fine and equal place, and to see disregard and contempt that was shown shown to our opposition leader and the member of Siparia, the Honorable Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa, at the Indian Diwali Nagar, where the TTT, whether it was conscious or unconsciously done, the life was taken away when she came on to make her deliverance, at that podium. And I feel it is most disgusting and regrettable in this day and age when we as a people should find that capacity in us to overlook whatever differences that, may be confronting us and look at the bigger picture and find the avenue to open a gateway so that people can demonstrate that sense of goodwill and peace and harmony amongst ourselves. And where we can see that blatant act of disrespect, as we have seen that was shown to her in the parliament by the acting Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, which in any other country he would have been removed forthwith from his position and never to return into the corridors of the parliament, then to be put into a position to act as the Prime Minister of this country shows the abyss that we have wronged ourselves. I am saying I am not one who is about to create any kind of unrest or any kind of untoward behavior. But as a people of repute in this country, we should sit down and take a good look and see what is happening around us and be able to understand that if we allow people to get away with their obnoxious behavior, bad attitude, and believe that they are a law unto themselves, or they have what it takes to do what they are doing, my friends, the time will come where we will not be able to leave our homes. As we are already seeing that the many predictions that are being made in the social media and many places elsewhere, where we have to be expectant for this season coming because of the shortage of forex, that the grocery bills may go up, Pitbull, may go up. And at present day, many cannot afford to purchase goods and food for their family. How then would they be able to purchase when the food goes higher, when they could not, the people who purchasing the food and bringing it to the country and drugs and all these things, when they have no forex exchange to be had to them to purchase those goods, and those who have will take the opportunity to escalate the prices, how would it be able to reach the poor man? Pitbull, tell me, Pitbull, how will it be able to reach the poor man? We're already seeing the chaos and the mayhem that is taking place in this country, the violence. We see, look at the school, we see the bullying, we see all these things happening. We saw in a school somewhere where two women were fighting, one with a cutlass, in front of children. Is this where we have reached to? Is that what parenting has reached to? I am hoping and praying that some good sense will prevail and that forex will be made available in order for these people, the small entrepreneurs, to have access to it so that they can be able to bring in the stuff that would be needed for the poor and the needy people, as likewise every young person to have. Because if we don't, it will be also said that there may not be the availability of goods. And when that happens, they say a hungry man is an angry man. So today, Pitbull, I hope and pray that we'll all, as a people, stand up for what is right and forbid what's wrong. And I want to tell people, as you have always been saying, and people are making, as we saw with the Commissioner of Police, to pray and pray. To pray and pray. How do we expect God Almighty to heal us? I'm saying it again. How do we expect God Almighty to heal us and to help us when we are condoning wrong? We every day comes and every day goes. We condoning the wrong. We are not standing for what is right and forbidding what is wrong. We are not able to stand up to say to those in authority that you are evil, that you are wicked, that you are rebellious. You are putting pressure on the poor people of this country. But we are asking God to help us. God, do not change the condition of a people, Pitbull, until they change what is in their hearts. We have to cleanse our hearts from the pollution, the hatred, the wickedness, the malpractice. Until we do not do it, we surely are going to be a people lost in the wilderness and the doldrum of ignorance. Thank you, Pitbull. Have a nice day.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Imam Kazim Hussein reports coming out from the NCIS is that this realized that Kamala was intoxicated, so they didn't want, and they know she'll have come out and spew one set of political rhetoric. That is why they give the instructions not to air her remarks. But Imam Kazim Hussein again, Jack Warner is the one that went on a platform and said those things about Kamala. How come no one or never condemn him? And it is so ironic now that they are welcoming him and embracing him back in the party. Why the double standards? Is it good for Jack, or are they afraid to speak out against Jack because he wouldn't spend any more money in the party? Stop the double standard. Here's our imam. Speak the truth.
Andy, you all don't realize that Rowley came there with two intentions: to mash up the PNM and to kill the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That was his intentions. And he did a good job of it. You understand? Look how much Trinidadians, look how much young people dead and gone. You understand? He did a good job. We have to congratulate him for that. Thank you.
That idiot for us in the ignorant fool, the nincompoop, the monkey. That's our Second Amendment right, my friend. We're not to kill people, but that's our Second Amendment right carries on. So you are dummy, you do nothing, you idiot. You are for Gandhi. Could somebody ask for a thing? What is the difference between a bucket of SHIT and himself? And the answer is the bucket.
Good morning again, Andy. And Brown, well said. Just as you're entitled to just as he's entitled to his opinion, you're entitled to yours. And I find it was very distasteful. He sung just like the Zami whisperer in Parliament to say those things about Kamala Harris. How you know she don't believe in God? The woman grew up in a Hindu home. She always talk about Hinduism. And you don't know what side of the fence she's sitting on? I don't know why all your men like to put down women so. I guess all they don't like strong women, but all they like disrespectful men. Right? It's everybody's choice who they want to vote for. But to be putting on the woman like that is very distasteful. And Andy, another point I want to touch on. Now, I'm not directing this at you, right? So don't wear the shoe. I'm saying this in general because I've been hearing this a lot and from people who should know better. You see the day when your own parent don't recognize you, when you sit on your father's lap, he held you, he walked the floor with you, or your own mother obeyed you, nurtured you, nursed you and everything, don't recognize you, don't even know who you are, then all you will know to have respect for people who's getting dementia or Alzheimer's. That is nothing to make fun of people. There is still a cure for cancer. There is no cure for Alzheimer's. And it is a heart-wrenching situation to see somebody that you love don't even recognize you, don't even know your name or anything. Don't even know what day it is. So when you see people who and I realize some of those they say that they are God-fearing people ridiculing Biden, wait until it reaches on all the doorstep, then all you will know what it is like. Annie, I can speak of it because my father was an Alzheimer's patient, right? And it was very heart-wrenching to see this man who walked the floor with me when I was sick as a child. Couldn't even remember my name. But he would talk to me. We would carry on conversations because I used to be there 24/7 with him, right? But my other siblings, he didn't know them. He knew my two children because they were always there with him. Even my mom, he couldn't even remember her name. So, it's really hurtful to hear when people ridiculing Joe Biden because he has Alzheimer's. God must be really proud of all you. Take care, Andy, and thanks a lot.
Andy and Ground Report, good morning. I'm hearing businessmen saying they don't have foreign currency to buy goods. I thought that there was one person importing all the food stuff in this country. I can't understand what has been going on in this country. $7 or $8 billion is used to import food in this country. How come the businessmen saying that they don't have foreign currency to import food? Who really is the importer of food in this country? And the people that say Patrick Manning was a good man. And that man spent over $15 billion in two world meeting, Sugarman and the invitation of Obama. And what has that done for our country? Oh God, Andy, why politicians take the taxpayers' money and do what they feel they want with it? And it's still happening. Eh? You go tell me they're taking money and give people and forgive the loans? This paper factory man, and you have our next man was a minister in Patrick Manning government that have a store, the wife have a store. Taking the money and lending it to them, and when it's done, they forgive him. Taking the money and giving it to countries, them Caribbean countries Patrick Manning did. And they build some kind of thing, I don't know if it's a hospital or what in some one of them small countries for them. What does be going on in this country, boy? So much of trillions of dollars pass through this country. What we have to show for it? What? What? Tell me what? The road bad, the water situation bad, the electricity problem bad, schools rotting down. What we had to show? What? The roads bad, and somebody had to account for this money that this country make and what the taxpayers do with it. Somebody, we want to know, somebody had to get into office and find out that.
That is what the government do with it. What the government do with it. With the taxpayers' money, not what the taxpayers do with it. We don't have the power to spend it. Only when we get paid. Let's go.
Good morning to the ground report. Let Port of Spain tell Rowley to speak the truth.
Showed up to the program late, so I did not hear the woman or the guy who talked about Kamala. Or Kamala, she named, not Kamala. And they're disrespectful to the woman. The woman is so smart, so bright. A weak man don't like bright people. That's why a man will try to control his wife. Beat she, kick she, slap she, and she will stand up there and take it. I love you, baby. That's what those are the kind of man they have in Canada and over here. A strong woman, a woman intelligent, smart, mixed with Jamaican and Indian. I think they don't like the Indian and she, that's the problem. All the people in Canada probably like the black people, not the Indian and she. Because the Indian is the smart side of she. Like our mother was a scientist. But anyhow, all those guys, they are clowns. My wife is a smart, intelligent, vibrant, bright woman. I love her. She is so smart, she's brighter than a boy. So all those idiots in Trinidad, like what I said, who are probably have no woman, you probably go to the bathroom every day. That sissy hole is a dummy. Come up. So talking about Joe Biden was fine. Donald Trump don't have it, and he can't remember that.
The voice notes, you had to try to get them cleaner. Right? Try to get them clean. Try to get them voice notes clean. Please, please. Try to get it clean. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes, I think I did that for something. Nathaniel, yes, I played that.
Just to clarify on the information that I gave concerning the 20 million African American babies that were murdered by abortion. I'm saying that there would have been 20 million extra African Americans in America if it wasn't for that mass genocide. There are currently probably about over 40 million African Americans in America. So therefore they could have had an extra 20 million added to their population if it wasn't for that mass murder called abortion.
Oh boy. Miss Santa Cruz, what's your message back? Is that for radio? I see that you didn't I did. I did play that yesterday, the 4 minutes something. That was a way long. Let me see something. It's too long. The amount is sent, Nathaniel. Let me show you. So let her understand. Let her try to make all the voice notes and please be understanding. Yesterday, 4 minutes 44 seconds. The next voice note, 1 minute 44. Next one, 4 minutes 37. Next one, 38. Check out my nearly 10 minutes. And when I what to do? Play all? Let's make my advice there. 4 voice notes to play is about 10 minutes. Play all LENNOX Smith from one person. Play all, I don't know, just asking.
No, well, of course, there is a demand, supply and demand, and what we have to do is to insist on those who are creating to be as compendious as possible. I'm sure that you are able to break down or shorten what you have to say, having regard, of course, to what we have stipulated. But to play all of that for one person, certainly those who are waiting in line will certainly become frustrated. And whilst, of course, we try to accommodate all, that is, of course, being insensitive to the fact that there are others who will also be waiting and therefore taking time from those persons to play a lengthy audio.
Nice. So now as they know, please you all, right, I well played. Because at the end of the day, he is a very serious contributor to the program, The Ground Report, at the end of the day, which is Nathaniel. So Nathaniel, I know he's a very, very, very smart person anyhow. So I know he will try to, yes, remember it's different occasions he's sending it. But remember, we play voice notes at a certain time, and then we'll play again at the next time. So sometimes he ain't get play at that time, and then it have one that didn't play before, so it will add up. So if we all could organize
So what, he had four consecutively?
No, not consecutive, different times.
All right, okay.
No, it was different times. It was 8:29, 8:56, 9:32. Right, so that's why I just want to play all the voice notes that we get.
Well, you have some people who are inspired by what they would have heard from others or the program itself, and would want to make a contribution, even though they would have had an earlier one. You have that in individual as well. You know, they wait on something that would inspire them to sit down and create a voice. But you have to understand that we have a constraint here as well, and that therefore you should take that into consideration as well. So hold that inspiration and rationally spread it out so that we'll be able to, so that everybody can feel comfortable.
Nah, not only that. I like his contributions. I like his forcefulness. And so we'll play it out. But Nathaniel, you know how to operate.
But yeah, on this occasion, yes. But I mean, he has to take that into consideration, because no matter how good you are, there are people who believe that their contribution is equally as good.
Yes.
So that's a subjective thing.
On a very quick note, Andy, just like what LENNOX just said, we must be concerned about American politics more than any other nation in the world, because they are the world leaders. And therefore, depending on who is in power in America, it affects the entire world, whether it concerns war, whether it concerns the economies of various nations. Whoever is the leader in America, it affects everyone. But you see, I will say something which is very true. I've seen it over and over again. There are many UNC supporters, which I am a UNC supporter. As I've told you all on many occasions, I have voted for UNC since the early 2000s. For my entire life, since I've been an adult, from the early 2000s, I've been voting UNC. But there are many UNCs who, even though they are not blinded by race politics in Trinidad, they still tend to think in with that same sort of mentality. So therefore, in other countries, in America and so forth, they will still support based on race or based on race politics.
Oh.
So when they're telling you, don't talk about the American politics, just stick to Trinidad politics. Most of the times it's because those are the people who supporting Kamala Harris. They don't want the truth to be spoken. They don't want the truth.
Yes, Nathaniel, you're right, you know. It I won America there, my partner, you know, his name Raj. He's calling Andy but he voice notes coming in muzzle now. He had to make sure talk for the voice notes to come back in because hey, you see that? We now talk there, he go in and respond. Right, but I realized that it's true boy Nathaniel boy. Let me finish here, Nathaniel, with that boy. What? The hell. Because the Indian member in here, the watch it does. The Indian here different, but across there, the watching Indian is black, so we supporting me black. So the race thing kind of come in because Indian people is black. So in America, Indian people is black people. They said that you're saying I don't know, you know, Mr. Daniel, I'm just asking. So the Indians from Trinidad, or the Indians that living in America, and the black people from Trinidad, they're going on the same kind of politics that going on here as you say, Nathaniel. So across there, knowing that in Trinidad, they'll just be watched as Indians, and the others will watch as Africans. But in America, you guys are Indian, you're black. And is it that the Indians from Trinidad or the inheritance of them, they organizing, well, going down the race road because, hey, I are Indian, I black when it comes to America? I feel that way you're telling me. So you go clarify that. You go clarify that way, partner. Well, I see not somebody calling me there too. Real calling with Nathaniel contribution, boy. Everybody contribution, we have to respect it. Miss Santa Cruz, you're going to let me know if that way send, because normally when you send a voice note, you say for radio or for my ears. I don't want to play something. Next minute it was for my ears. And you know he is a warrior. Oh God, Lennox might jump off his seat. Right. So you go let me know.
Truth to be told to the masses, for them to learn and open their eyes. So they'll say, you know what? No, stick to the local politics, stick to the local politics. Don't talk about America. Andy, do you know what Democrats consider reproductive rights? It's not the rights of a woman to be able to have as many children as they want to know. Like how China and certain places used to restrict how many children a family could have. Reproductive rights is basically a cover that they're using now for abortion, right? Far left politicians and supporters and the Democrats promote abortion, and it's abortion at any stage during pregnancy. There are some states in America that actually even allow abortion up to 9 months. And that is not propaganda. You can Google it, you can find it, and you will see for yourself. So for the supporters of Democrats America who will say that I'm lying, it is not. It is public knowledge. You can go and you can find it. There are particular states in America that actually, and it's Democrat control, that promote abortion up to 9 months. People, we all know, at least most should know, that a baby in the mother's womb can hear the outside environment. Therefore, it's not just a blob or a clot that is in a human, that is in a woman's body. This is a living, growing human being that can hear, that is aware of their surroundings to a great extent. They learn to recognize voices of their mother and father, parents, and so forth from within the womb, right? They have a heartbeat from a very early stage. So these are living human beings that Democrats celebrate the murdering of in the name of women's reproductive rights. It is not reproductive rights, it is murder. It is shedding of innocent blood. And I wonder if Trinidadians, because Trinidadians usually support life, so I wonder if that is what they consider to be something that is good, if it's life. Do you know that it's over 60 million babies have been murdered within the womb in America since the 1970s? Since the Roe v. Wade case in the 1970s, right? Or whatever it was, whether it was the 70s or 60s or whatever, I'm not sure. But all I know is from when you're calculating the amount of babies that have been murdered within the womb is around from since the 70s until now is over 60 million. And 1/3 of those babies that have been murdered are African American babies. The population of African Americans in America could have been more than 20 million if they were not encouraged to commit abortions. And I hope also that Trinidadians do some research. You know, they love to talk about research. Let them go and do some research, and they will.
Yes, no, Raj. From away. Yes, no. Let Nathaniel finish. He voice note. Yes, no. Dodo, you're coming across aggressive there, like a Democrat. Wait. Let Nathaniel finish now. Everybody go get a play. Yeah, let me hear finish what he's saying.
Realize that the founder of Planned Parenthood in America was a hardcore racist who wanted to eliminate the black population from in America. And that's why they always choose to.
Lennox.
Yeah.
Lennox, you know if woman Daniel saying that he okay, because he now saying something about they listen to this part. I'll just go back a little bit.
Yeah.
And if they were not encouraged to commit abortions. And I hope also that Trinidadians do some research. You know, they love to talk about research. Let them go and do some research, and they will realize that the founder of Planned Parenthood in America was a hardcore racist who wanted.
Planned Parenthood in America was a hardcore racist. That Planned Parenthood is what, family planning?
No, it's more. It's, well, yes, but it's a mixture. It's deeper than that, because of course, yeah, it's deeper than that because it is about economic. There's an economic aspect to it as well. Planned parenting simply means that you plan your family in such a way that you could afford fundamentally. So you space them out. You don't have one after the next, you know, that kind of thing. I suppose he is an anti-abortionist clearly from his statements. The guy that made that that voicemail. Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
Who wanted to eliminate the black population from in America.
Yeah. You're saying so you go research that you say that them is who wanted to eliminate the black population, so they encourage them with that kind of thing, while other people just breeding and making children to hold on the black population. He is saying that it would have about 20 million black people in America today if that technical. So Raj, just now, Raj, you go answer back to Tanya.
Frankly, I mean, he would have left out.
Why researching to LENNOX Smith?
Yeah, why people may be encouraged, but at the end of the day, it is their choice, because it really is about choice, and I think he's not emphasizing or focusing on that. At the end of the day, it's about choice. And if I believe that bringing a child into the world, or a family believe that, or based on the circumstances, it might be rape, etc. And they figure, well, listen, that will not benefit that fetus or that child. And then of course that's the issue, choice. And
yeah.
and
choice or not, he find well nobody's supposed to have a choice.
yeah, that's right. That's what he's saying. Yeah,
no.
He's talking
to have
left
an
wing.
abortion.
He's talking left wing.
Up to like
So
8
he,
months and
so
he's
he's a
saying
conservative. He's a conservative. He's a right winger. He's not a left winger. Left wing will of course talk those kinds of abortion choice and all of that. But the right wingers will talk about more Christian oriented, and then therefore every child is a potential president. You know, that kind of talk. Yeah.
Watch, dress now. I don't finish Nathaniel thing, boy. You go answer back. Dress now. Only when you hearing it ringing. Watch. He ain't say, like he trying to stop the voice note from playing, because when you're calling in a voice note, you will cut the voice note. You go get your chance, Raj.
Yeah.
Just now. Let me finish. No, what he also saying, what he's also saying is that a child is here from a certain timing in the womb and wherever, and his problem is, like how abortion is happening, where all 6 months, 7 months, which in his book is a full child.
Yeah.
That people don't have a choice to kill that full child. Because he may be watching it as, look, people will fight for dog to live in America, animal to live, all kind of animal right. But them same people fighting for dog, animal, which we are, but just the most intelligent being out of all the animal in the animal kingdom, would not stand up and fight for a baby in a womb 6, 7 months. But you know about that children born 7 months and live premature babies.
Yeah, well, it boils down to choice. At the end
Direction
of the
the man talk.
Yeah.
I am saying
unless you legislate against that choice,
I
well,
want you, which is when it just delay fetus thing in rape. If you get rape and certain things, yeah. But you see abortion where that past the 3 months, gone all kind of 6, 7 months, full baby in your belly there, and that being aborted. So again, I don't know what states too. You also accuse Lennox Smith, America, of various states of doing abortions at those level, those kind of months, 6 and 7 and 8 and all that kind of thing. So I don't know neither. So we go really find out.
No, the technology is there, so therefore it is safe to do that. You know, these days.
All right, I know.
Of the age of the.
Well, let me find out. God might be sending man, because I don't think God say multiply, and I don't think God will condone anybody. If you get raped, deal with that early. You have who don't want abortion at all. Who, hey, don't kill nothing. Whether rape, I believe under certain circumstances, let me say having that child might kill you and them kind of thing, right? But deal with them thing early. You see that part there where it's 6 and 7 months and you're going to kill that? I don't know, no fetus. That's a child. I don't think God could endorse that. Anybody's a Christian or God friend could endorse that kind of nonsense. If it's a situation where, all right, the only realize when the child reaches 6, 7 months that if this lady go to a full term with that child, that the likelihood of she coming out alive is very, very, very thin. Well, then they have to make a decision there. All right, whether it big, okay, it's either me or the child. If a woman will go through with it, they succumb to the pregnancy, child born. But it have those who the family come together and say, nah, boy, we go around, let me save your life. Let me. So situations like that, I will understand Lennox Smith. But you see, the other thing where, because you don't want that child and because you don't have no money, it reached 7 months, 8, and you're killing that child in your belly. No. I can't do. You can endorse that, Lennox Smith. A child in somebody's belly 8 months or 9 months or 6 months, 7 months. You could endorse the killing of that child?
I would
without
not.
it based
I
on
would not.
some circumstance.
But the person in the circumstance, you see, it's different strokes for different folks, and depending on your circumstance, you would not feel guilty to perform such an act. You know, I am a firm believer of choice.
All right, but look at outside of those circumstances, would you agree to something like that? Outside of the circumstances, serious ones.
No, I wouldn't agree. I wouldn't agree. Because the child, he's right. The child is extremely mature. It will be aware of its outside environment. It will be aware of its outside environment. The senses would have been developed. Much of the muscles and the bones and so on would have been well defined. The brain would have been, of course, developed, etc. And to, of course, perform that what will now be a murderous act in the name of abortion. I think it is despicable and ought not to be countenanced. But as I said, I respect people's choice. Yeah. At the same time,
but only based on if it is critical circumstances that mentally could interfere with them.
Yeah.
Such as you don't want to bring a rape child. You have a choice between your health, you must live, or the child go or live. And that kind of bacchanal thing.
Yeah.
I could understand certain things. But most of me, I not agreeing with that with nobody at all. Nobody. And people like to say they like God, whoever agreeing with abortions. Just so somebody, it's my choice. I ain't sick. The child is 6 months. I have no sickness. I wasn't raped. But I'm going to kill that child. No. I ain't agreeing with that at all, you know. At all. Let me finish Nathaniel thing. Yeah. The first time in a way, the Ground Report actually had a conversation in real over the years based on abortion, boy. Remember, we always keep away from that, you know. So it's the first time we actually debated and have a conversation on abortion and the rights to a woman wanting an abortion.
Yeah, it's a sensitive issue. I would prefer to stay away from, but you know, it has its pros and cons in religion and of course moral and ethical issues as well.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Quite a lot.
You see, like
quite a lot of factors.
You see, like how I realize the Democrat Republican politics right now is a sensitive issue, and I openly staying away from it because I don't want Raj, or I don't want Nathaniel, or I don't want who support Camilla, or who support this one and that one, and like bringing me in. Boy, that come like religion right now. I go say who I support after the elections pass. I go tell them, well, boy, oh God, you know who lost there I was supporting? Hey, you know who win there I was supporting? I go let them know after now. Raj, just now Raj, I had to finish Nathaniel thing. He brought something with me and Lennox debate on it, and also many other people who maybe was not conscious or didn't used to think about abortion along that line. Everybody now get a little idea that I lock on. Let me tell you all of my people lock on. So about 600 and you know growing, and it's really and we're still waiting the link with Guile at 8 o'clock. So let me just finish Nathaniel voice note in fact, to be fair on this abortion thing, so in order for it to be closed off properly, so we will understand why he don't want to support the Democrats and why he will support the Republicans over the Democrats. So let me just finish off this thing there quick. By all rights.
The Democrats to reduce or erase the black population in America. And if they cannot reduce and erase, well, they have successfully reduced, because you're talking about 20 million African-American babies were murdered within the womb. So they did accomplish reducing. They haven't been able to do the erasing completely, but they have done the reducing, and they have also reintroduced segregation by encouraging African Americans to have their own separate sorts of dorm rooms in universities, and to keep their identity separate to everyone else, instead of we are all Americans. Black people now have to identify by themselves. So they are using reverse psychology to yet again tell black people, stay away from white people. Just to clarify on the information that I gave concerning the 20 million African American babies that were murdered via abortion. I'm saying that there would have been 20 million extra African Americans in America if it wasn't for that mass genocide. There are currently probably about over 40 million African Americans in America. So therefore, they could have had an extra 20 million added to their population if it wasn't for that mass murder called abortion.
Nice. Whoa. Well, Lennox boy. Place going mad right now, you know. Again, me, boy.
I can well imagine.
Boy, let me finish this. Hey, look, Big Ram and your wife, good morning. Oh my God, let me see where is this scene here. Yes, boy. Let's see. Oh boy, oh God. FPSC voice notes, boy, Lennox Smith within that timing. Have you heard? We got to continue for now because
it's a sensitive topic and it's a real one because it has to do with population control. It has to do with individual sensitivities, inclusive, of course, deep in, of course, religious belief and so on. So it's quite a vast topic. That's why I would stay away from topics like these. But I mean, this is the ground report, and we will engage.
We carry on, all right. Well, let me continue. Let me just continue those voice notes. Only give me some time there. Wait, only you call us, only give a chance, and only give a lengthy time. What's it? Only give a time within the guile time anyhow. So it will be more widespread on only answer back or only support for what it is Nathaniel is saying, or only non-support of what it is he bring to the table that is very, very serious this morning. The part that touched me straight out, I believe a woman should have a choice based on very serious circumstances with that kind of thing. You see that kind of 6 months, 7 months, only if it's very, very, very serious circumstance. But the law in Trinidad is like that too, where you could have abortion, you know. The doctors could sign for you to have an abortion based on how critical that pregnancy is to your life and thing, you know. Yeah. And I think it don't have no, I don't think Lennox may go check that when it coming to rape. If Trinidadians, whether they get raped by law, that if they still cannot have an abortion, or if it has something provided for them to be able to have an abortion, because abortion in Trinidad is illegal.
Yeah.
It is.
Full stop.
So if it has something provided for women to be able,
there are no extenuating circumstance.
So if they get raped, they have to make that child sin.
You would have done that at your own risk if you are voting. Yeah.
Now, well, I find we had to change the constitution to give rights to certain circumstances too. Just be a little loose a little bit, but not too loose.
Well, that is steeped in religion and what we have inherited from our colonial, or should I say Eurocentric religious base. Because all of the Latin American countries, for example, that mainly Catholics, abortion is a no-no.
All right. Just now, Raj, you go get your chance. Let me just finish off these voice notes, please. Oh, God, boy, Raj, you go talk just now. Oh, God. Hey, let me finish here quick. Let me see. Only those send too much of voice, so those send too long.
Andy, good morning again. Why all the taxpayers' money have to spend for Trinidad and Tobago? If you see the kind of where these people have, each person that must cost about thousands of dollars for one person there in a bank, and all these activities. And the people in Trinidad bawling for water for months. And you would tell me they're taking the taxpayers' money to play carnival in Tobago. What has that been doing for our country? The foreign countries has already sent out advisory
Do not go to Trinidad and Tobago. Don't go there. So what tourism that could attract? And them always have to spend the money on the supporters to make them feel good. So much crime going on in Tobago. But they're spending money on carnival and not trying to protect their own people. That is why they pick out the PNM. And the people of Tobago must always remember what Rowley spending the money on and not to protect the people. Everything is during the COVID-19. Do you know that there was Juve all over this country during a COVID time? But I don't know why they don't lock up some of them who allow this Juve on COVID time. But people couldn't have a little gathering in the house. A funeral. They couldn't have funeral more than 10 people. But you had Juve morning. By Andy, I don't know now, boy. Oh God, these people doesn't think to provoke the people of this country.
Ask yourself, people. Let's say you're boarding an airplane to go across the Atlantic Ocean. You're going all the way to Europe. And you're walking in by the stairway close to the cockpit. You see the pilot there. And he's shaking like a leaf. And there are other symptoms that in your mind tells you that this man either has Alzheimer's, dementia, or some other sort of neurological degenerative disease. If you see that and you're standing there by the door, will you still board the airplane? The point is, Joe Biden is not a man. So we must not look at it as a man. Joe Biden is the President of the United States of America. That is a job, that is a function that requires a certain competence. And if that person is lacking that competence or compromised to a certain extent, they should not be there. And you, as the person who relies on him to serve his function properly, should also take whatever necessary steps to either have him removed or to protect yourself from him and the potential fallouts that could happen because he continues in his job. And the thing is, people aren't necessarily ridiculing him. They are ridiculing the Democrat Party for hiding his illness, right? For a long time, at least 2 years, it could be more. And
LENNOX, so you to engage with this voice note here too, based on the Biden and the Alzheimer's, and if this man talk making sense. All right, let me continue.
I am taking mental copious notes.
All right.
On to just about the most important job in this world, if you think about global politics. Because the wrong move made in the White House is going to affect just about everybody. So the point is, he is not a man. And in ridiculing a long time, we used to have this tool we would use to correct situations. It's called shame. And in today's woke world, you're not supposed to shame anybody. But shame, you know what shame does? Shame forces somebody to take a deep look at themselves, if they have any anyway. You know, a long time they say, have you no shame? Shame makes you take a look at yourself. If you can fix the problem, you fix it. If you can't, you do the honorable thing and remove yourself from the position.
And I think a shame is what made the Democrats move Joe Biden down shame, because the scene where what it is people are seeing and what is going on with him is truth. I don't think it was about really and truly mocking the individual, however it go. It's a position, the man is the leader, the most powerful country in the world, powerful. And as the gentleman say, let me say, you know somebody have Alzheimer's, and would you travel in a plane with them? So I think even if it coming across like people making fun, right? Because in no way Andy Williams made fun of Joe Biden and his sickness. I was plainly talking based on I watching the most powerful man of America. Them telling he go right and he going left. Media calling him for interview. They're asking him one thing and he's saying the next. That is not no laughing thing for me. That is serious thing for me. Based on he's the president of the most powerful country in the world, you know, Papa. His decision could affect we here big time, you know. When it really and truly has people that laughs at that, and that is not good, because one day, you all could end up dressed like that. But talking about it don't mean that you're laughing about it. You're talking about is the dangerous situation of someone that has Alzheimer's, if it's that he have. Because we know when we have family members that have that, we lock our door. We make sure we gate lock, because we know sometimes they will just organize and walk out. They can get bounced down. So we have to protect them. So I answered based on the Alzheimer's situation and what it is the gentleman was talking there. But I would like you to, right, because I know they will go back into the abortion thing. But two things played off outside the abortion thing, which is this Alzheimer's scenes and Joe Biden, which the man was trying to clear is not about nobody mocking the man, right? But we actually have people like that. And also the situation where religiously where a caller talking about we have no water, the road's bad, but all spending all that money in Carnival in Tobago. Tradition, which that is culture, that is, and on a religious basis, and on needs and wants basis. The man right, you know. Yes, everybody had the right to choose to go Carnival and to do this and to do that. But he talking about what's supposed to be put first, you know. That's what he talking about, you know. Right, so Lennox Smith, you go ahead, you heard the two, or you heard my deliberations over the two when it comes to Carnival and Tobago, and the issue of Joe Biden and having, because I don't know if he have a climate.
If I'm to start with the aeroplane analogy, I would want to adjust it to say that it's not that you saw him, you saw the person's hand shaking, etc., and showing signs of Alzheimer's. Probably you may not have seen that, but why is in flight? Why is in flight? Which of course is the case of Joe Biden. Why is in flight? You start to see the man hand shaking and so on. You know that you are in serious trouble. Well, just as the Democrats, when he acquired the office, he wasn't showing signs of that. But certainly as he grew in it, or as time passed, he began to show some clear signs of some kind of mental, should I say, impairment. And that is why the party had to make the decision that they did. Of course, because he was president, because it could have been worse, because he was president, because in the beginning, he was insisting that he can, of course, challenge Trump. And of course, it was more of an ego, really, than having, of course, the physical and the mental capacity to, of course, do the job, because it was more ego. So the Democrats have to be very thankful, and the Americans, that he eventually realized that he simply couldn't make, and the embarrassment would have been postponed, and it would have been much more danger for him. if he was eventually elected. But I don't think Trump would have had a difficult time if Joe Biden was the Democratic nominee. So that things worked out in a way where good sense prevailed, and he decided to, of course, back out, because I remember that decision was sudden, because up to the week before he made that decision, or days before he made that decision to cop out of the run-ins for re-election, he was insisting that he was able cognitively and intellectually and physically. But then I think something happened a couple of days after, and then of course he had to face reality. I'm sure his advisors would have been around, and something about the American presidency. Every president, even though while he may make the ultimate decision, but let's face it, he would have a number of advisors, experts, etc., whether it be famous, not so famous presidents. The Kennedy, for example, when he told the population, listen, we are going to do this not because it is easy, but because it is difficult. They want to land a man on the moon, and of course the Russians was already in front with their cosmonauts and so on, and they eventually did it. So again, you have an awesome responsibility as a president, but certainly one has to accept the fact that there's a number of experts and other assistants that he will have to have in order to, of course, make his presidency, or make the presidency of the most powerful, arguably, nation in the world look valid, and of course and successful. So those are the areas I would want to focus. Yeah.
Guile the Caribbean. Time check. It's 5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio I am. In video there, well, you know that's LENNOX Smith, the big word man. And in picture to the bottom, that most likely be joining us in a little bit, the man Mike TK.
I was
So you the viewers that now come on, the conversation today end up again American politics, but it bring a critical conversation by one of the callers or voice notes on the basis of abortion, and why they wouldn't support the Democratic Party, and why they would support the Republican Party, and all those various things. Conversations too, while you all were not on yet, was such as Carnival in Tobago, when some people and the government spending money on that, when it have no water, when it have bad roads, when the education system in a mess, when we can't get this, and it's a no-no for that individual. That individual is like, no, why are you spending that kind of money? Right? So that was one of the issues too came up. Our next issue came up was President Biden and his Alzheimer's, or may not have Alzheimer's, and no one, and I agree with that, no one should make fun of anybody that has Alzheimer's, right? Miss Santa Cruz gave statements with her father having that, and that is a very serious thing, and it's really hurtful, and all those various things. Well, our next individual call and say, well, yes, it have some people that will come in that direction, but in the minority. The issue with people on Biden and his Alzheimer's is because he's the very most powerful man in the world, and Alzheimer's is a serious thing. And he gave an example of if somebody going on a plane and you realize they have Alzheimer's, would you go on that plane? Lennox Smith carried on to say, hey, forget about you haven't seen it when you're going on the plane. Pity it when you're done on flight. And then when you come, you seen this man and shaking and realize, what you going to do? So I think people on Biden based, right. That's where it reached there. What else was touched on? What else was touched on? What else was touched on? Right. The abortion thing is the one that went swinging, whereby some people are saying that it have some states in America that you can have an abortion up to 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and all that kind of bacchanal thing. That also, the ground report have never really and truly had any conversation based on abortion, because as my co-host say, that is a very, 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 very ticklish thing. That this bring real kind of serious thing, because some people are rights, some people is choice, and all those various things. So that's why we never had it, right? That also make us realize abortion in Trinidad and Tobago, based on our colonial timing and all them kind of thing, is illegal. That I tell him, well, go and research to find out, well, if it is somebody can have an abortion, if they get raped in Trinidad and they can have abortion, he say, well, no, rape, nothing. No abortion, right? I don't believe in that, right? So I have a belief one side and I have a disbelief on the other when it comes to abortion. I believe abortion must be early in the game. Early in the game. Not when that child develop that they can hear the outside world and them kind of bacchanal thing, high bones, everything done for me, and them kind of thing. I don't believe in that. Late in the game, I only will agree to that. Late in the game to abort a child all 6 months, 7 months, because we know about children born 6 months, 7 months and live. We call it premature babies. And I know, well, I will agree to late in the game only in critical circumstances. Like for instance, while carrying the pregnancy, you realize, well, hey, if that lady, that woman, because they carries the child really comes from the man, because I see a comment on there, and LENNOX Smith, you'll correct me scientifically if I'm right or if I'm wrong, because I see a comment by a lady saying that, that is a woman baby, nobody want woman this or woman that. When I thought, I stand to be corrected, that is the man is carry the child and the woman this bear it, because the child is come fishing going into the womb. It's the man done the send the live pole there already. That were going there is already the child. And the ovum is the womb. That was my belief. I don't know if it's different scientifically. And that child is a woman child and it's them child. I don't know. I out of that. That's why you're laughing, because you say you don't want to be involved in them kind of thing. Them thing no woman go jump up. That really child and whatever. So I don't know part of that. Right? So agree critical situations, abortion on rape. And I think Trinidad and Tobago laws could now become flexible based on rape, based on critical health issues and those kind of things. But based on a woman's choice, without any critical circumstance, a child with 6, 7 months, I'm going to throw it. I can't agree with that. Because I just watch, because I give an example of America when it comes to animals across there. And we are the highest level of animals in the animal world. And look at how people, this get on bad for dogs and cats and animals. And those same people who will advocate for animals' rights, them same people will want to kill a baby. They wouldn't advocate for the right of a baby 6 months, 7 months in a woman belly that somebody just can't, because I carrying it. Kill it. I get pregnant when I get pregnant. Me and the man was good. I realize we ain't good again. Or he was a married man. Or you have an ex-woman. Or I carrying this man baby 6 months. I have all right to throw it away. You just make up your mind after that child done form. That was saying. Them things I gotta deal with early. So some may agree, some may not agree with me. However it go, we want to go back to finish off and open the lines for you. We just was giving so far what is being spoken right now. What is the topics right now is what the callers bring. We throw out many other topics. And that is what's swinging at this point in time. Let's Smith, anything before we start back again?
Except, of course, to say about whether the child is the woman own, etc., and she just carries it. Well, there is a biological rationality for that. The male sperm carries what is called the X and Y chromosomes, and of course the female carries the X chromosome, which determines sex. And of course, if two X come together, then the child will be a female. If a X and a Y comes together, then of course it will be a male. So in that context, the male determines what child will emerge from the intercourse.
Female.
Yeah, from the intercourse.
The female will determine that.
No, the male.
Or the male.
The male, because the male has both X and Y, and the female only has X. So because the male has a Y,
X and Y, it means that the male child, he are all.
That's why the male determines what sex the child
Well, that's
ends
the
up
man
being.
child, the woman is just the carrier.
All right, okay. I'm just telling you where that concept may have been born from. Yes.
Right, but remember, you throw it out. I could be wrong again. Right? So which means the child is the man's child, and the woman is the carrier. But the woman's role in that carrying the baby is the 9 months and the labor and the vomiting and the big belly and the stretch marks.
But you know, there's another factor. Now that
male or female.
Yeah, but now that we have gone there, then what role? Because remember, the feminist movement says it's my body and therefore my choice. That is the movement. But what role the male has now to play? The person who would have contributed to that impregnation, does he stay one side and let her do what she wants, play no part in it? And even though he protests and says, no, I will mind my child, whoever it is, and she says, listen, this is my body, I want to go and have an abortion. You understand the complexities. Wow. Yes, you understand the complexities. So outside of the woman, outside of the child, you also have those factors. Yeah.
That situation also, in a way, to me, is also taking away the right of the man having a choice if a woman will have the.
You understand the factor? Yeah, that's another factor. That's why I don't like to engage, because it has so many dimensions. But apart from the religious aspect, the religious aspect says, well, no matter what, you don't care whether man, woman, they want the child, they want the child, bring that child into the world. Right? There's the economic, there's the economic aspect as well, whether you could take care of it properly.
So it's a normal relationship. Two people. The man could see about his child. Everything is in order. The woman the woman had the right without the man consent.
Yeah.
Oh God, to abort the man child, by?
Yeah, because it's my body, my choice. My body, my choice. But he determines whether it's a male or female.
Wow.
Yeah. So how do you apportion that?
Andy Williams and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
So again, the line, let me finish the voice notes there, and then we're going to take some calls. Again, you all don't have to go on the trending topics. And some of you there who are very disrespectful, that are saying, hey, that's what we're talking about, the issue of Trinidad and the this and the that. Again, we cleared that yesterday. Whatever issue all you want to talk, all you have to call in and raise all the issue, make all the contributions. Because that will come like, not different to what Lennox Smith say. Two couples and the woman are all right if she want to think or not, because she body. So it come like, because he going about program, I want to all you only want to talk about Trinidad or talk about, and what kind of program is it? Where Mikey?
No, but
can't make your.
There is, if to think clearly, there is of course connotations for Trinidad and Tobago, because there is a school of thought that, let's say, in poor communities or crime-ridden, if you want to call it that, according to the police, crime-ridden communities, and people make children willy-nilly, helter-skelter, without planning, etc., then they are producing or reproducing or adding or fomenting criminality and all of the other negatives that we see expressing our concerns as far as home invasion, kidnapping, robberies, etc., etc. So it has implications, you know, and of course it has implications as far as poverty is concerned and the deepening of it, and whether or not these children can make use of their educational opportunities, and whether or not you are breeding, of course, cadre of persons, only preparing them to distress those persons who may be productive and ambitious and want, of course, to have a better life and to move into the middle class and maybe upper middle class and the upper class and so on. So there are social implications as well for these kinds of discussions, and that is why, you know, as I said, it is very vast and very varied, and people mustn't believe that somehow it doesn't impact on Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, it does.
Nice. So let me just play those voice notes and them out, because we will have to take some calls that have many people that will have their front burner, that will want to make your front burner. Here we can do. Send your voice note with your front burner. That's all. It is what it is. Just send your voice note with your front burner. And what's your front burner issue? Look, I showed my front burner. Lennox showed you. It didn't go. It didn't fly. Go fly. And what's flying? What's flying right now is you, the callers, your front burners, and what people grasp on. Let's continue.
All right, so in response to Lennox Smith's response, the point is Joe Biden showed, so you made a good analogy. The Democrat Party realized that Joe Biden was compromised about midterm, because it's at least 2 years that he's been showing obvious signs. But that's not the point. When you realize, so if a pilot, again, his company realizes mid-year, let's say, that he is having a problem that could compromise flight safety, he should be grounded. They say eyes bad, the hand shaking, whatever it is. He should be grounded. Why? It's for the good of all, the company, the passengers, and the pilot himself. What the Democrat Party did is they used the media in particular. Don't forget, the media is very, very far left in the United States. They use the media to hide or explain away or excuse or do whatever they can to keep Joe Biden in the race. You know when they stopped? Within hours of that debate he had with Trump, where it was on full display, they couldn't hide it anymore. That's what debates do. You could hide with camera tricks, you could hide with voiceovers, you could do all kind of things with media. You see when it's right in front of people's face, live, couldn't hide it. That is the only time they acted. And it's not for the sake of governance. They did it because they felt they would lose the election. It was a selfish act by the Democrat Party to keep him there, knowingly, everybody knew that he was compromised, right? Only to remove him when it was a threat to their interests only, the interest of getting back into power.
Yeah, good day. Trying to get in touch with the ground report. Wanted to find out, because I'm trying all how on WhatsApp to get through to the ground report live, and I'm not getting through. So I wanted to find out if you all have a link, a special link or something, you know, different to what I'm doing, because I'm going on to the ground report, but it's past videos. Excuse me, it's past videos. I wanted to get the live stream like now, presently, what is going on this morning.
All right, I'm going to send that to that individual. Let's continue the voice notes. As we say, let's continue with the programs. The program just continuing, which is voice notes is playing.
Andy, good morning. Big Ram here. Morning to you, Mikey and Lennox. I'm listening to this guy talk about
the abortion and this sort of nonsense he's talking about, the Democrat killing babies at 9 months. He is talking BS. BS. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he don't know. Imagine someone rape his daughter at age 10 and get her pregnant. What shall we do about that? So I think he have the concept very, very wrong. Democrat all the way, blue all the way.
All right, so Democrat all the way, blue all the way. Let's continue. Oh boy, again, the topic could only be Trinidad and be whatever it is you all want it to be by sending your voice notes and creating your front burner. Let's continue. Oh boy.
Greetings, members, brothers and sisters. Tabakit here. Andy, this morning I would like to draw to your attention something that bothered me over the weekend. A matter of fact, squash that. Enough is enough, Andy, and time is upon us, and we as a people need to do the right thing next year. Tabakit says so, and you will know that is the right thing. We need to get Rowley and them out of party. Tabakit out and out.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Newbie, and to everybody out there. Andy, I want to tell that dunce they call Port of Spain. You're talking about PNM education. But learn to pronounce it. It's the Sanatan Dharma Bahasaba. And it is NCIC, not NCIS. Right? You know all who drunk. You know all who drunk, but you didn't know when Keith Rowley get drunk and fall down in the panyard. You didn't know about that one. But all they could try to bring her down to all your level, you see, because all they can't reach up to hers. Right? Yes, we remember all what Jack Warner said. We remembered all what Satmarat said, and he banned her from attending some function because she stood up against him. That is what strong women do, not like the weak ass people all you have in the PNM. She stood up to him against the hijab issue. And you see how he had to back down, but you didn't remember he backed down. But let me tell you something. We also remembered Tobagonians saying Keith Rowley hide in the trunk of a car to get out of Tobago, to get on the boat, to get out of Tobago. We remember that well. We remembered all Keith Rowley activities. We remembered it, right? And maybe you treat the women in your life like the way Stuart Young speak to women and Keith Rowley. But you know what? We don't accept that. And I am appealing to all the women at the Nagar. From the minute that man hit the stage, walk out of the place. Walk out. Show him. He have no respect for women. We have no respect for you. And if you want to condone that behavior, you go right ahead, because you can't leave the country with that nasty, stinking behavior. Mr. Porter Spain. You hear? You always talking about Kamala this and Kamala that, but all they can't walk in Kamala's shoe. Kamala's an intelligent woman. She built this country in 5 years. Keith Rowley destroyed it in 1. So who's the drunken dunce? And you could come after me. I'm ready for you. Thanks a lot, Andy.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Right, and let me just read one comment there one time that was on the chat to Nathaniel. Todd Gray say, to the stupidity, Nathaniel, just to let the fool know, more white women in America are for abortion rights. And then Tommy Mohammed, look people, let's talk about getting the PNM out of office for good. and after lock them up, right? And then the Sousa is saying, Nathaniel, are you aware that it's well, this going along the road when Lennox Smith talk, eh? Yeah. Which I believe a man supposed to have a role in that decision, eh? Especially if he, well, boy, I out of that part. You see that? But the Sousa, Teresa de Souza, right, saying, Nathaniel, are you aware that it's my body, my choice? Wow, Lennox Smith says something like that, boy. When you get a uterus, oh my God, when you get a uterus, then you can talk. Are you the reproductive police? Oh God, boy.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Lennox Smith, I have a lot of voice notes to continue. You have anything to say?
Yeah, I tell you, this thing will bring all kinds of nuances and controversy. As we speak there, while of course there are some countries that will want to curb their population size, you have industrial countries such as that of China and Germany, as two examples, where they are now saying that their population is aging to such a degree that they will want to get fresh, or should I say younger people to manage the economy and to control the society. And so in China, they have opened up and encouraging, of course, the people to have babies. You know, at one time you could only have one. Well, of course, they have opened up the process, and so too in Germany. In fact, one of the mechanisms that Germany has been using is to, of course, bring in as much migrants as possible. The United States has not reached that level. In fact, they would have had enough people to fill the jobs. That is domestically to fill the jobs that are available.
Because there are rules against the abortion. It could be that too.
Yeah.
So, right, but hold 1 minute. I like where.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to finish off something there? Go ahead.
No, I just want to make sure that it has an economic dimension as well. Economic dimension. Go ahead.
Right. So let's continue. Let's continue there. Earlier, the callers, you all will get your all time. Let me just finish off these voice notes. And if you all send a voice note already, I would not play it again because, again, let's get everybody get the opportunity. Some people maybe want to come with their own front burner based on no water in the area for a week, 2 weeks now. Some people want to come, well, hey, they went to the hospital, they get their heart medicine and they can't get it. Some people might come with the issue and raise an issue as, hey, yesterday was my surgery. When I went there, they put it off for next year. I got dead before that. So you don't know what it is. And again, the topics that will trend will be the topic that it have times my topic trending. It have times the next topic trending. Mikey topic trending. And most times is a caller or whoever. And it's based on people reactions to the topics that are trending.
And let me just inform the diaspora and the wider Caribbean countries or members of CARICOM, or just the Caribbean islands, that we will be looking at topics that may occur in St. Vincent, Grenada, St. Lucia, Dominica, right up to Jamaica, and of course further south in the most southern of the, let's say, the CARICOM countries, even though of course it is nestled in South America. I'm talking about Guyana, that has of course a historical and colonial relationship with us. So all of these countries, of course, are part of the Caribbean basin, and we will be looking at topics there as well. And if you wish, you can, of course, at this time, raise some issue that we may not be aware of, that you believe that we can share, because we have a common humanity, even though we may have little differences in terms of our developmental agenda and our history. Andy?
Continue. Let's continue the voice notes. Let's continue the voice notes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Nice. Nice. Callers, you will get your opportunity. And for those of you who have your front burner, whether it be Trinidad and Tobago, come with it. Come with it. Send a voice note if it's so. All right, let's just finish off these voice notes there quick.
Lennox, anyhow, Andy, thanks for playing the one about the abortion. That is the main one that I wanted played because the others were played earlier on yesterday. But Lennox, that statement about colonialism and almost making it sound as though I am under some spell because of some slave master. Brother, I am a proud born again Christian. I'm a proud born again Christian. It has nothing to do with colonial masters, and nobody is going to ever be able to manipulate or change my mind about my faith in Christ and in the Bible by telling me anything about colonial masters. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Andy, your concept of abortion is more towards the Republican side, right? As a born-again Christian, we believe that life begins at conception. You may not agree with that, but that's what we agree with, right? If there are cases in the very early stages, if the fetus is in an area where it cannot survive in any case, and there's need to remove, then of course, and then it's endangering the life of the mother, then the procedure could be done, right? Later stages, you can induce labor, you can have a C-section. There's no need to go inside the mother's womb and crush a baby to death, because that's what abortion is, crushing a baby to death, right? You all need to do some research, brother. Go and search on how an abortion is done. It's a cruel, graphic, evil practice, right? But again, Lennox, please hold off on that kind of statement towards, because that is insulting to me. It's insulting to other born-again Christians. That colonial thing, please, you do not say that about any other religions. Please don't do it.
I don't think
Andy, my ticket go Central here. Good morning. Andy, hear this now. This Sindura that I have in the PNM, this Wajang I have in the PNM, this woman tells herself like she is something when she trying to reach to be something. What's really wrong with this woman and them, boy? Some of them. The shaming good woman like we self dung. You see this woman attitude? Trendbegonians. When all they get time, look at Sindura. Look at her behavior and attitude. We can't blame she alone, no. She watching she political leader. And she tells herself she could take that pattern. Miss Lady, that is not healthy. You're not looking good and you're not singing good. Make it make sense. Always nothing plus nothing. Trinbagonians will expect not to get nothing from this wicked PNM government. All you have to go, all you have to push, as a political leader and the other side said in 2025. You understand? It's hurting all you to know that all you're going and puff in 2025. All you'll be disappeared. Sindura, darling, together with your cabinet work colleagues, all you will be disappeared in 2025 because all you ain't making no sense. Trust me what I'm telling you. All you ain't making no sense. Now just remember, when they call that date and time, all you know where to deploy the finger and put the X by. You understand? Don't make the PNM chain up all you. Remember to take everything that they're giving all you and put the X next to the rising sun. Remember that yellow is the code, PNM nothing. Eh? Imagine Trinbagonians suffering, but all you're running up all yourself to go and spend millions of dollars in Tobago. That's why Tobago don't get rid of all you. They will eat and drink all you, and they will still vote all you out. You understand? They're so ashamed to know their own people disown them. Trinbagonians, put on all the thinking cap. And remember, the things, the wickedness that they do, and how they're suffering people for the past 9 years, going into 10 years. Just remember, when they come in front ball, you run them like a dog when they start the campaigning. You understand? Don't forget that. Yellow is the code, PNM nothing, and it's that.
Nice. That's why I like her, and it's that, you know. She ain't grab on no, but she only grab on the Tobago Carnival thing. Right? But she ain't grab on no abortion thing. This, that. She stick to what she want to be the front burner, which yellow is the code, and PNM is nothing. And right, and many other people will have the same opportunity too, such as this next voice note that going to play here, man. Oh boy.
Yeah, morning, brothers. First time caller here. Let don't study Biden. He just like Rowdy. He doing his own thing. Let me get rid of all of them now. Let me get people who run it right up. You don't know. Andy, let me tell you, one of the methods used in abortion, Andy, you go hold your head and ball in her. You will cry like a little child in her, brother. You are telling you, you know. I don't want to say it on radio, but I will call you one side and tell you. That is not for people else. If they know, they know. And if they know, I can't say it. Right? One of the devices, one of the things used to abort a child, Andy, you are telling you, you know, boy. You are telling you, you know. I will call you and tell you, Andy. Andy, if you hear that, you go bawling. You go fall on your knees and your face and cry like a dog, you know. For all your people gone, you know, brother. You go cry like a chihuahua.
Boy, this man have a way to explain thing, boy. Yeah,
But I think, yeah, he has an intonation and he has a deepening as well as a sort of a tone that, you know, is penetrating. Let me put it that way. He reminds me of Mikey to some extent. But it is unfortunate that caller would think that I call him a colonial product. The topic was and is the question of abortion and why people are so sensitive, particularly those who are opposed to abortion. And I merely made the point that many of that concept would have emerged from the Eurocentric religion, meaning that the Roman Catholic, the British Catholic, or the English Catholic, and other, of course, European origin religion. And of course, and I made the point about the Latin American countries, to be more specific. I talk about, of course, South America, Central America, etc., who are opposed to abortion, full stop. Of course, I am fully aware that Eurocentric religious evolution is derived in itself from, of course, the Western Asian doctrine and the marrying of different cultures and so on that has created what is now called the Eurocentric religion, because of course Jesus Christ would have come from that part of the world, and then of course they would have visited, and then of course the evolution, and so of course the Catholic and the Roman Catholic in particular evolved from that. But then they came, of course, through Christopher Columbus and populated what is called the New World or the Western world. And so, of course, they deposited their religion with them, and they stayed with that. And of course, their position is that, like him, the child was exists from inception. And it's in that context I was speaking. To say that I call you a victim of colonialism. Not so at all. All right? It was
and hence the reason why
where
our
people
laws
were adamant about non-abortion and less liberal, as opposed, of course, to those who are on the left-wing side of things, where they believe my body, my choice concept. Yeah.
Nice. That's the reason Trinidad and Tobago, why it is against the law in Trinidad and Tobago to abort a child. Whether they get raped, whatever, that had to come. Yes, had to get permission to do that, and a doctor. It had to be something critical that towards your life, right? So let's continue. Let's continue. Whoa, too much. Right, a message come into from Ravi, aka Postman.com, and I think the PNM people who all of a sudden likes the Republicans and want abortion, they're supposed to make you all change your mind. Because what he's saying is, Andy, because remember the love Rowley. Andy, could you imagine if Rowley's mother had aborted him? How good it would have been for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So Rowley's mother didn't abort him, and look, he born. So it is what it is. Because look, you laugh at that boy.
But one time you reminds me of what I would say regularly on the corridor, and say he ended up with a face only a mother would love.
Oh God. Let me continue. Malcolm X, just now. I wonder when I'm taking calls, we will take all the calls one time. And you all can raise your front burner. Right? My front burner will always be surgeries at the hospital on time. Beds at the hospital, eye surgeries, dental working, good roads, water in the pipe for people, the home invasion, the crime situation, all that. My front burner is that. But nobody running with it, boy. I'm a pothole, all you go continue to hit and bend all the rims. And still have to face the mechanic and buy back them thing too. How much time will you go to the hospital? Public pharmacy and can't get medication. When they are heart patient or what? And have to spend it out to your pension. Them is the kind of topics, that my topics. See America, abortion, this, that, and the Democrat, you be like, dynamite. But look how it's flying. I can't do nothing about this. What else going on again, boy? My front burner, the EBC. They're going to thief the next election to make sure this Piper, this sprang prime minister, piping prime minister, politically. We get rid of he's selling out everything. He not good. And worse yet, the PNM is the problem. Because they want to replace him with young. And because they replace him, they say, hey, look, we wash the bottle. Let me get PNM a next chance. Oh God! Gain anybody in the PNM a chance is getting the same dirty. And I was a PNM. PNM a chance. Right? So all I can come with you all topics. This is just the direction that all the topics are going at this point in time. Right? The naysayers who have a problem with the program, again, send a message. Call in. Create your front burner. Are you supposed to be jealous as the host? LENNOX too, look here, he on. Nobody can grab at it. Nobody can grab at mine. What I go do? Vex? Oh, don't talk about that. I can't do that. Let's continue. I could tell people don't talk about something and disrespect people for their front burner. And get vexed at people grabbing at what is people on. They ain't grab at mine. And as the host, I should be forceful then. I can't do that. I know how talk show programs works.
Good morning to the ground report. Andy, Mikey, and LENNOX. Blessed morning to you all. My concern is why does social welfare have to take over a year before old age pension could be given?
This topic.
And I believe we should be hitting the road and get rid of this government and demand election now.
Nice. That's around my type of topic, boy. Whatever the man say. Why the social development ministry taking so long to deal with people? You know what? complaints Lennox Smith getting and letters he had to write, dealing with people cannot get the pension. It's taking a year, sometime over 2 years for people to get a goddamn pension. Yes, they just get retroactively after, but people need their money. Oh, good boy. So, caller, you are so right. That's what's going on in the Social Development Ministry in Trinidad and Tobago under this P&M government, right? Let me finish the next voice. No, they only don't make them too long. I need to finish. Oh, God, I ain't playing that. I can't play yours no more. Use the person that bring the topic. You have a 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Woo! And then you have a 138. I'll play the 138.
All right, Andy, that's a quick correction. No, the baby doesn't come from a man 100%. The male and the female contribute 50% each of the genetic material, 23 chromosomes from the male, 23 chromosomes from the female. Well, in humans anyway. Right, so yeah. Yes, our contribution after that is very limited biologically. But as far as the need for what's needed for conception, no, it's 50-50. But the argument that, well, the woman carries it and all of the and bears it and even sustains the child in its early life, yes, these things are truly on the woman, but that does not, in my mind, give women, or if we're going to agree, that because of that, women have more parental rights than men, well then, just think about societal. If we're going to go down that road, what is the extreme end of it? And in a way, we're already seeing that. I don't know, but I'm sure that single motherhood has been pointed out by any number of institutions to be a social ill. But that's just me.
Good morning, Ground Report coordinators and listeners. If we truly believe in God's word, we will know that God said that before you were in your mother's womb, I knew you. When God created the world, He made both male and female to replenish the earth. And He gave them certain instructions. Both parents are responsible to train their children and bring them up with the help of God. So we have a lot of man-made theories, but no one is boss. Each person has certain responsibilities, and God made us male and female. That's how He called us, meaning human beings. We are not fish, we are not animals. He made those things on different days of the week of creation. So if we go along with what God says, or what Scripture says, we'll know that nobody has more weight. The only person who has all the weight is God in our lives. Right? He is in control of the whole universe. Without Him, we will be going all the wrong routes.
Just imagine a man rape your child, grab your woman, peep, the pussy, rape a child, steal, rob, thief. Just imagine, and you want to put that man in charge of this country. Think about that, my friend. Forget about Joe. Think about a man who is a criminal, mafia, raping woman, going to molest little kids, little girls with Epstein. He and Epstein were buddies, and they raping little girls. That guy from Europe don't like woman. He like man. He don't like woman. Furthermore, he don't like Indian woman because she mother's Indian. He's a black. That's why he shows. I tell you, black people like Indian to lead them. So Gandhi for Andy. Andy, the guy from Europe, that guy is an idiot. That guy is a dummy and layman and he's foolish. And if he's a mix with Indian and black, you could call yourself Indian, you could call yourself black. And the law is the law. So when he come here and tell you, Kamala, his name is Kamala, you dummy. You don't know how to pronounce the word because I know you are a black man, it's stupid. And let me tell you something. I have many white friends. I went to college. Let me tell you something. In the eyes of a white man, if you're not white, you're black, you're dummy. So you are a black man, Donald Trump, because you're forced to send you back your fool. And he will rule you because you want to rule black people like slaves. So you are a slave in America. You, in New York, all of you are stupid. You're a fool. That's what that's why we only treat black people as dogs. You know, we only treat black people as dogs. They can get away because you guys have no brain. You guys have no smartness. The woman have brain. She's mixed with Indian and black. And the brain is stop playing that guy and he a Christian and born again. What does that have to do with getting rid of holy? According to Mikey, what the hell do you have to do with getting rid of holy? He a born again Christian of Peter. And you don't stop playing that man voice. That man song like a donkey. Okay? He a born again Christian. That's why Muslim will always kill Christian. Muslim and Christian will fight to the death because you know what? Both of them want to be right. Hindu is always quiet, peaceful, enjoy, and always enjoyable and very kind-hearted Hindu. Muslim and Christian will always fight. But get up with Lady Virgin, you dummy.
Nice. I also have a voice text message saying Gasperlo Primary School has no water since Thursday and seems may or may not. It seems like it may or may not be dealt with this week. So it don't look like that will be able to fix
Gonzalez
this.
only this week was up in Parliament saying that 75% 24/7 water. He was in Parliament, of course, inaugurating, launching, cutting the ribbon for another water project up on that side. And he says that 75%. I suspect that it should be close to that, and that therefore a school in particular ought not to be at this stage of the game without water. And by way of somebody, a caller earlier may have misunderstood. I wasn't talking about the equity in chromosome contribution from either male or female. We were talking about is the male that determines the sex, and is only the male sperm has the Y chromosomes that determine the sex. And from that perspective, one had, and that's how the argument about whether or not the male, what role the male would be playing in determining whether or not a person, a woman, my body, my choice, is really valid, and what extent it is fair to leave out the male in such circumstance. That is the context in which that chromosome issue came up. All right?
Nice.
Go ahead.
Hey, let me say a pleasant good morning to Abby and all of you that are viewing us on Guyana, the Caribbean. And then I tell some people, see one individual, I think in Marie is saying this program finishing 9 and all you let the man talk over the whole program. Whoa. No, the program is finishing 10 o'clock, Marie. 10 o'clock, the program is finishing.
Yes, 10 o'clock, people.
Starts 8.
We got an extra hour recently, yes.
Right, so again, it's finishing 10 o'clock. So you have a lot of time to finish off the voice notes and to receive the calls. Oh boy. Right, let me just make sure we're on through there now. Right, what other voice note? Bam! Everybody get the opportunity.
Greetings, members, brothers and sisters. Tabakit here. Andy, this morning I would like to draw to your attention something that bothered me over the weekend. A matter of fact, squash that. Enough is enough, Andy, and time is upon us. And we as a people need to do the right thing next year. Tabakit says so, and you know that is the right thing. We need to get Rowley and them out of party. Tabakit out and out.
Andy, good morning again to you and to everybody. One of my front burner issues this morning, I'm appealing to the women and men who respect women to walk out when Stuart Young hit that stage. Walk out when the Zami whisperer hit the stage, because he has no damn respect for women. And for Mrs. Pasapis, sir. That will be all your greatest achievement. Walk out on him. Andy, good morning again. Let me jump in here. I hear so much about it this morning. First to begin, Andy, some women use abortion as a form of family planning. Yes, Planned Parenthood is now known as family planning. Andy, as a Catholic and as a woman, I do not believe in abortion. You know, they said that it is not a life until after a certain time, right? But why is it that when you want that baby, when you get pregnant, you love that child from the minute you know that? You talk to that child, you love that child that is growing under your heart for 9 months. But when you don't want it, this is not a life. I don't agree with that. From conception, it is a life. I don't believe in it, but I am not here to criticize anybody who does it. That is God's work, not my own. I am not going to do God's job for him. That is between you and your God. I am not here to judge that. But as I said, I don't believe it. You can prevent it, right? And as a Catholic and as a woman, I don't agree with it, right? And that is my take on abortion. Thanks a lot.
Good morning, Ground Report. Die by it, right? Because it's in a hope center. Nothing wrong with that, because that's a life, right? And the man who called from away and he say he's a Democratic and he talk about the abortion. Mr. Man, not every woman just get raped to go and have an abortion. People make their own choices and they live by it or they die by it. Right? Because many people go and lie down in the bed while they're breaking up the baby in the womb, the hand, the foot. Watch me, that has life. I will be unto all you taking that life. All you wouldn't take all your hands to have that abortion, but all you're giving rights and consent to doctors for doctors to do what they have to do in the womb. And the Bible talk about that. When you hurt any little one of these, it's better for you to take a millstone and tie it around your head and throw yourself in the ocean to escape the wrath of God, because the wrath of God ain't gonna be nice, right? They say once a man, twice a child. So when you abort your baby because you don't want the baby and you don't like the baby father, and because all you have an argument and thing beside the rape and thing, right? All you want to abort all your babies. All you want freedom, all you want liberty, and all you find the little one will keep back all you from living all your life or all your dreams and things like that. Remember, there is always hope, even when you get pregnant, right? And let me tell all you something. Every hand provoked talk about it. God hates the hands of shed innocent blood. And who gives the woman all rights to see body? She had no right to see body, because if she had the right to see body, she would have called upon sickness and disease in she body to leave, right? It will not stay in she body and she dying of sickness and disease. She have no right to her body. Neither she have no right to the fruit of her womb. Neither she have no right to go and sleep at Tom, Dick, and Harry to get pregnant to go and abort the baby. Right? I'm totally against that. And Lennox is go to church, he's a Baptist. Stand up for what is right. At all time, and you always stand up for what is right. Allow you have children. And I stood up and love all the children. Right? It doesn't matter what, whether you wanted it or not. You didn't want to abort your baby, and your baby was sick. Right? God bless the child now. Right? You didn't think about going and killing your baby or anything like that. I know what the truth hurts. But that's how I just lay it out. Play it out, bad mothers. I am in my 50s. I never got married. I don't have no children. But I see what happened to children out here. Right? I see, because then young girls then getting pregnant and they want to live their life. They find the child is a hindrance. They go abort the child, or they do the child all kind of thing, negligence and all kind of thing. The baby die, blah blah blah. They drop the baby by somebody and things like that. Right? God hates ugly, and He will deal with them. Any nation that forgets God will end up in hell. And this is one thing, God bless the fruit of thy womb, because it is a heritage from God. Why would you destroy it? Why would you say you have your right to your body? Well, then the decree that every sickness, disease in the body must go. If you have all rights to your body. That is my contribution.
Just a quick few more voice notes there, quick. Who already made a contribution would not be played. All right, let me just finish off these. Wow.
Well, you see, as I said, that the topic is extremely sensitive, and you have to have a certain amount of gusto and what I consider to be tenacity as well, and tolerance to, of course, engage in very sensitive topics like this, because it is about procreation. It is about, of course, bringing someone into the world to add to the sea of humanity. And there are so many other biological, socio-economic, and psycho-cultural issues surrounding that, particularly in contemporary times. But as I said, in some societies, it's easier dealt with because they may have a shortage of one kind or another, and therefore they have been engaged, and it's much more easier to address that. But in societies such as Trinidad is where, of course, we have an economic crunch and an increasing population, to treat with, of course, the reduction in economic prosperity, if you want to call it that. These issues are certainly going to be for the individuals and for the families and for those who are directly involved. So
Yes.
we have laid the cards on the table. All we did, we opened it up for this discussion, and at the end of the day, those persons who are in the situation will have to make the decision.
Yes. Oh boy, so Leon Charles, I think your voice note in come across good. Let me play it for you to hear. Nice. So we're not getting it, Leon Charles. So you'll have to send over a voice note. Let me go to the next one there quick. Boom. This person never had any voice note. Let me see.
Andy, take a look at this video, please.
Andy, take a look at this video. Can't look at it now. This next one, who just talk with our feelings. You already had a voice note already. Daddy one we born in. Andy, oh God, if I only tell you about I go call you. Nah, you already talk. Man, I'm a belly hurting me when you talking, Daddy. So let me get that next
one. You can imitate the man, good boy.
Yeah, boy.
Blessed morning, Andy. Blessed morning, Ground Report, Calvary here. You know,
all this talk this morning and really say nothing. My roads still have one set of pothole. The hospital's still in a mess. I think we should focus on fixing these problems and looking to shut down this place and let this man call our election. I know we gonna have to wait, right? Because apparently we ain't gonna get the unity to shut down the place. In the meantime, while we waiting, let me look for things that as soon as the other party come into power that we could do to benefit Trinidad and Tobago and make things a little better. Yeah, son, all this talk and making sense. That we look to put things into action. You understand? And tell me something. Why, as the police get hold in some folly, they just come out and advantage people with one set of roadblock, boy? Oh God, that's all they get hold of a little kidnapping or something, to all they coming out to distress people. Deal with all the people inside the station first now, boy. All they gonna lock up all their own criminals and all give them ticket, a roadblock for all their first. Put a roadblock on the bus route. Oh shit. We are ways, boy. Them gangsters are ways. They have police friend who call them and say, all the part done, we have an exercise. Come now. Why they always advantaging poor people?
Great Rise, Andy, Lennox, and Mikey. Andy, where is Rowley? Nobody has been, Rowley been missing in MIA and nobody been, where is Rowley? Where is Rowley? And where is the money that Auntie Kamala leased the pitch lake to the Chinese? Where is the money that, the lease money that I guess?
Just now, let me just finish the voice. So you're going to take all them calls in a little bit.
Yes, they collect, I don't know how often, every month or every year, whatever, however the contract is. Where is the money? Where is the money and where is Rowley?
Andy, Mike, K, everybody, morning, Trinidad and Tobago, the worldwide. These are people that we remember, and these are people that get in their head. It's not get Rowley out. We need to get the whole PNM out. We need to mash it up, destroy it. It must be in the bottom of the ocean like the Titanic, I tell you. You gotta get rid of them. The whole system, not just Rowley alone, because getting rid of Rowley ain't making sense. And the machine still working. You come like again with our CEO and bring a next CEO to control the same machine. You gotta get rid of the PNM. Scrap it. The PNM is all Andy, 65 years, and 65 years is retirement. So yeah, completely get rid of the PNM. They're not good. Singapore and Trinidad and Tobago get independence a year apart, correct me if I'm wrong. But Singapore making cars, Trinidad and Tobago selling out everything. Make it make sense.
Morning, brothers. My front burner this morning is that I can understand how all these religious leaders in this country could be supporting this PNM government when a little child, a young boy, Akil Chambers, was buggered, and end up in a swimming pool, dead. 2 high-ranking PNM officials, the semen was found inside this little boy. 1 died, 1 still alive, supporting the government as usual and doing what they need to do for the government. Because this is a nasty government. That is these religious leaders in this country, something wrong with them, boy. False prophet. The Almighty God talk about false prophets, so be. A lot of false prophets, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, all of them. You understand? They're selling his soul for 30 pieces of silver. A bunch of Judas. That way they are. A bunch of Judas. You understand? Imagine a pedophile government. Imagine that now. And them supporting this. Ain't nothing but the murders in this country. People dying every minute, every second of the day. Yeah, 5 and 6 and 7 murders. What going on? And these religious leaders, when they get buyout, you understand? Yeah, them sell the soul for 30 pieces of silver, my brother.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
And first to begin, I'm not a Christian or a Catholic, so I don't believe the Bible. Okay? I don't follow the Bible. I'm a Hindu. I follow the Hindu, not the Bible. So whatever the Christian and Catholic say, don't bother me. I don't give a damn about it. Later.
Okay. So the man let you all know, the Christians that with all abortion, he's not no Christian. All abortion thing, he's a Hindu. So he don't believe in the Bible.
What you say there? What you say? I didn't hear it too clearly.
All right, I'm gonna play it again. That is the Democrat that supports Trump. Very serious. All right, so here he's saying.
And first to begin, I'm not a Christian or a Catholic, so I don't believe the Bible. Okay? I don't follow the Bible. I'm a Hindu. I follow the Hindu, not the Bible. So whatever the Christian and Catholic say, don't bother me. I don't give a damn about it. Later.
Right. And he was very short and sweet. You heard what the man said. Right, so let me
seem to be agnostic.
Yeah. Boy, I out at that. Let's
not an atheist, but he seems to be more agnostic. You know, one who well, he doesn't practice, but believes that there exists a God.
Yep. Right, and this person here, you sent one voice note, 2 voice note, 3 voice note. Ooh, you sent a lot, and your voice notes was played. I will have to bypass you and go to the last. Nice. That's it for voice notes, man. Oh boy, the last one here is 2 minutes and something, man. Oh God, let me play it, and let's go to the calls.
All right, so last one. You are deliberating about the topics this morning, and people not we may not be the normal ground report discussion, but I want to encourage you to continue, because politics is about ideology and interest. What we're discussing this morning is ideology. And the funny thing is, most Trinidadians ideologically are traditionalists. In the rest of the world, will call you all right or right wing, because you have traditional values, right? And there's nothing wrong with debating political topics ideologically. We should be doing it more. You see, the problem is, what politicians do is, other people, they often say, we need to be talking bread and butter issues. What politicians are expert at doing is using those bread and butter issues to stop you from thinking and discussing things ideologically. Right? And in particular,
I agree with you.
Manufactured crisis. So all they have to do, all the politician have to do, when he sees that people are starting to think and talk, on a higher level, to bring them back down to where he wants them, he just needs to create a crisis around bread and butter. Just think in the recent past, the ferry issue, the refinery,
the ferry,
any number of times that this government in particular, but all have done it to some degree or the other, they manufacture crisis around bread and butter. And you know what they then do? They solve it. They solve it, and everybody say, hooray. You are good to me. You are a good man and king. And I will submit myself to you because of that.
Okay then.
So keep this sort of thing going. Do not only focus on bread and butter issues.
Nice. LENNOX Smith, you heard the last voice note by the gentleman who raised the topic. He's saying that
I agree with him. I agree with him. It is very healthy to go off the beaten path, the hackneyed path. But of course, these are also connected to bread and butter issues as well. Because of course, to bring a child into the world, for example, then you have to find where the monies are coming from in order for you to maintain, whether it be for the nascent stage of the development of the child, and then of course into kindergarten, and then of course into other levels of the education system, and all of that in itself, it brings of course a certain amount of responsibility and resources that has to come from somewhere, and therefore that is, of course, what I would want to focus in light of all of that is that no discussion of this nature could be complete without looking at the contraceptive part, the prevention, so that you don't have to study abortion, you don't have to study where you're getting the resources from in order, of course, to bring up that child or children, as the case may be. And I think that may be an easier topic to address, I hope, because of course it's about, of course, prevention, but of course there are a number of factors that will cause someone to say, listen, no, I am not yet ready, and therefore if you want to have intercourse with me, or I want with someone, then of course we have to take the necessary precaution so that we avoid in the first place any kind of conception, any kind of birth and challenges with respect to abortion, etc., etc., etc. So that is how I believe we could conclude this particular discussion as we move inexorably, of course, to 10 o'clock.
Calls now, and then I want to hear, we have to still come with what's going on out there. You will take a quick peep, but let's organize and just take the calls now. Yes, that's it for voice notes for now. We're going to take some calls. We got a lot of people was calling. Wow, a whole lot. So let me give you all the numbers.
Williams and Lennox Smith.
Time check. It's approximately 19 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. You're shooting the pitbull of radio, Lennox Smith in studio. And watch out that. Some people will say, well, why do people don't talk about this bread and butter and fight and do this and do that? This year is no different to when we telling people come out, and it's the same people coming out and the rest ain't. People gravitate to what they want to. We can't force them, right? Hence the reason why Mikey K might be vexed and always say, hey, they not talk shop. The man want to go EBC bad, but the people ain't really and truly moving or throwing out or bringing the topics or strengthening that topic in the direction in which we could. Check it out. Wow. You learn a lot every day. Call a pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report, and welcome to those of you that are viewing us on Guile the Caribbean. Welcome to the Ground Report. Where you calling from, and what's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning, caller?
Morning, gentlemen. Barack Fox calling. Gentlemen, I now understand why it is the hospital is in the state that it is right now, because it seems like all the doctors just be on the Ground Report. Since this abortion topic come up, the amount of doctors calling and talk about abortion. Like none of them in the hospital. You understand? Because everybody is a doctor that calling this morning to talk about how gruesome abortion is, who's supposed to be aborted, how not. The abortion that's supposed to be taking place right now and focus on is the one they call it PNM. The doctors need to focus on getting rid of that PNM. It grew up to become so old, or we could still abort it. But people don't understand, right? And this is what makes so much people angry and could never come to terms with things in life and things to agree with, is that there are people of different ethnicity, there are people of different religions and all these kind of things. And a lot of people, they talk like only one religion believe one that exists, and everybody's supposed to adapt to that, or if they say their opinion on some from a different point of view, they wrong. Until anybody who existing on this planet right now could come and show me who God is and give me a practical, real replication of who's God or show me that thing, let me tell you something. Every religion in my book have the same meaning and same value to me. Because you might be a Christian and say that is God, and next one might be a Hindu and say they have no God, and then everybody might be wrong. And then we see something different that replicates or is what God really is. And so those topics I just take it down a level where whatever opinion people have, accept it. It might be mine, but okay. Until I have absolute fact and evidence of what really we call it God.
So you have to see God for yourself.
You can go to the bank and say, hey, look, I have $100 million in my pocket here, you know. Bank it for me. You know, people in the bank can go. So why does we deal with something that nobody knows really if it exists or anything like that? And I know this debate, go on. We are just put at a different level now, so it's such a nonsense it could be here as usual. But
so you believe now, as you say that, which you're coming across like an atheist, now all of them going and come and tell you, you're talking stupidness and and what you use a devil. Well, let's see.
And I believe that that we should label it as Hindu, Muslim, because it's something like the fanatics of the teachings of. So I have my faith, I have my belief. I just practice what I need to practice and all these kind of things. But I'm not going to condemn and criticize somebody else's belief, because I am not sure that what I am doing is what everybody is supposed to be looking at. But let me go back to the abortion thing. Now, at the end of the day, what abortion comes down to taking a life? Somewhere to interpret taking a life from conception, some can interpret taking a life after your past 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and all kind of things. I have no problem with that. And then we turn to the religious beliefs now who interpret it in a different aspect. But let me think about it. The life we take, right? But every country in the world that exists, that have an army, that when one man is the leader of the army decide, hey, we're going at the war, and they load up thousands and thousands of people and send them to get killed. These people have now who already established a life, who already have family and children and things. Man making a decision now to say, you join the army, now like Vietnam. You talk about 17, 18, 19-year-old, hundreds of thousands of them. They send the bush into Vietnam and kill them, bring back them dead. The ones who are alive, begging and going through all kind of mental illness and things, the vets on them. So, isn't that abortion? Calculated. Somebody who now have who already established and living an 18-year-old man who have no say over you, just decide, load up all these people and drop them into the army and send them and kill them, while them going to be still now in their home. So how now we could accept that? And then now, remember all the religious leaders and things that bless the army and say prayers for them, they'll give them Bible and things to carry for them. When they see the dead, they pull the Bible from the pocket and all this kind of thing, and you send it home for the family and things. And so that is accepted. That's not so query. The religion have no have a problem with that. But when a woman now decides that, oh, okay, she decides to abort a child, a fetus in her belly, only religion now coming down to attack it. That's so immoral. We think that life and Jesus this and Jesus that and all this kind of thing. But why it is that same philosophy isn't accepted for when we send in the people and they get killed in the light of, okay, you're going and fight for your country. What country? Who going and fight for anybody else carry a country when they're dead? We have to understand what is man-made, what we just have to accept in this country. I have no problem with abortion. I think a woman decides that how she cannot bring something in this world. the better way is to abort it. You go ahead and do it, man. That's your business. Because I see plenty people in this world. Be clear. For a dog, they buy a dog, they buy food, they buy I'm waiting for when the child born now to say, I wonder where I'm going to get milk for this child. I wonder where I'm going to get clothes for this child. Let me go back and tell my bank and wait and see someone go and something to feed my child and use the child in a way now of making up money for the child. Who is to blame for that? It be probably the mother had an opportunity to take an abortion and things. Because when you bring that child in the world, that child going through more pain and suffering than the abortion, you know. So let me hear the critics them come out now and attack me. I know that you like controversy right there. And have a good morning, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your morning. And like I say.
All right. Well, right before you go, one critic is saying that's why you're bashing Christians, Barapo. Boy, fire go burn you. Boy, always knew you had issues against Christians. Right, so as I say, you say no way say, you say we had to say, them say what they say. Oh,
That's what makes the topic controversial.
Sure. And it's comfortable and it's welcoming to people who feel like fire is going upon me. I'll welcome him. For him to right now beside the road with a P&M juice, with an empty can, with for someone to take care of gas station where he shut down in the highway, and stop and carry him. So they fire upon me. But the thing that I do and the pathway that I'm living right now, my family and my life, let me tell you, fire upon me, all upon me whole. Have a good morning, gentlemen. And again, the fire upon and the abortion that we need to focus on.
Is the P&M? Correct, I agree. Oh boy, I agree. Lennox Smith. Oh my God.
Well, you cannot blame him for being monofocus. You know, once of course we would have brought the discussion to show even domestically how significant the topic is. He is able, of course, to bring it back to reality, and the main forte of this program is really to address the political devastation that we exist in, and therefore he put it in that context, and I see I have no difficulty with it, none whatsoever.
Right. Hold on, caller from Tobago. Hold on. Let me just finish read this thing there. Oh boy, Rosalind is saying. Lisha Lewis is saying, the difference is the child do not make that decision. An adult being drafted for war or choosing to go. Manifesto Police is saying abortion is murder. LP is saying, can anybody say who made religion? Right. Brian John is saying, caller, you're all over the place, which is Mr. Barapo. Anaram Sami is saying, my God, could he talk anymore? Shh. All right, well, they don't know ways. Right. And Jackman, that man is very illiterate. He is changing the entire program. Mikey Thunderboom is saying Christians is the white man religion. Oh my God. Then is saying man make religion, right? Nathaniel, well, you don't talk. That question begs to an answer. Oh boy, Nathaniel, well, he continues. And one more, no one made religion. Man just learn how to profit from it. Abi say no one made religion. Man just learn how to profit from it. LP is saying, I wonder if religion says homosexual and lesbianism is permissible. Wow. Faith is saying, I respect everyone's belief I have family members who are Muslims, Hindus, and I am a Christian. Every year, my two cousins drop food for me on Diwali. Right, so that's it. Right. The soul have no gender. Right, that's one person saying the soul have no gender. Fufu is saying, I agree with Mr. Barpo, but God is within every person. Oh boy. All of them Christian children in in America, wide country. All right. Janet Alexander is saying, I agree with Barpo. Right. So everybody's included, including you writing, not sending your voice notes or making the calls. So let's get back to the calls now. You're on the number one program, The Ground Report. Today is just yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, and Lennox Smith. Obviously, tomorrow, please God, hopefully our next co-host, the mighty Mikey K, will be joining us. Welcome again to you, the people on Guile, the Caribbean, that maybe have been switching through the television, the various numbers or programs, and bounce up to this program. Well, I think you're on the right one, and thanks for staying on this program if you did. And if you do, and you find it interesting, make sure and invite other people to lock on to Guile, the Caribbean, 107. Flow and Ampere. And looking to go on digital, hopefully, to be on digital, hopefully, soon. Nice, let's continue the calls. A pleasant good morning to you, Tobago. What's your contribution in the Ground Report this morning?
Now, I didn't want to get into this topic, but Mr. Barpo said something that I have to get in. This wasn't so much my contribution for this morning. But I want to ask something, say something. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. And Mr. Barpo said he believe what he has to see. I want to ask him if he can see the wind. And if he believes his breeze are going to keep him alive.
Wow. Good point.
I want to know that. And I want to answer him with words. People that fight war and said it's for the country, right? The Lord said unto man, vengeance is mine. So man not supposed to really fight war. When the Lord said vengeance is mine, right? This wasn't my topic for this morning, but as he mentioned those six, as a spiritual Baptist, myself and Lennox, I have what to answer, right? But this morning was not that. I have my topic to bring, and I will bring it tomorrow.
No, give me a topic. Give me a topic one time. Give me a topic because it is broken. You don't have to follow the topic that's trending. You all bring Nathaniel, this one, that one, Barpo, everybody bringing their topic. You might bring a topic, and all of a sudden, your topic will be the one might be finishing trending till 10 o'clock. Go ahead with your topic. Because look, I bring my topic. My topic is bad road.
I didn't bully the man, man. You're bullying the man, man.
All right, go ahead.
All right, my topic this morning is about the UNC and what is going on. Now, I want to say this morning. We under pressure, we need help. We need help. The UNC have 18 MPs. We're talking about
I think it's
the leader.
Okay.
And they need to help us and come out. You can't leave everything to the Ground Report, right? We have to get them out. We have to get PNM out. We have to hit the streets, and we need them. Regardless of what people might say. And some people might come and say, election have consequences. Election have consequences when you don't do nothing and sit down about it. We have to get up and get going. We need these people. Don't want to make the election have consequences. To do anything in the world, they must make the first footstep. Guys, our baby work, the first footstep. And we have to get the first footstep going. I don't want to hear I know some people will say this and that. And I don't want to hear no meeting and then we clap. When we don't clap, the same problem is on us. We won't hear it. We want the leaders, the UNC to come out. We need to see them being strong. They have to be strong first because we have to be strong for them to put them in power. We need them right now. They need us the same way we need them. And they are not coming out. They think, some of them thinking about Christmas already. It's not about Christmas for them thing. The people are suffering. We have to pay something called property tax. Some of the people don't even have the money to pay for it. What is wrong with us? Nobody is better than nobody. One man to help the people to come out of the problems. He fight for the people. You have to fight for me too. We want that kind of fight. So them is better than what God gave Moses to do. Yeah? God even tell Moses when he take the people out, he kill them because he know the trouble they will give Moses. Moses said no. They kill me. God said no because God knows he have the that is for Jesus to do. That was for Moses to die for nobody. We have to be real and honest. You know what make me talk for? When I hear the barber talk, the barber open my eyes and say like we are pawns. And that make me get to this position. The man is right. The man is right. And I will say the man is right again. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. The fox is out of here.
Wow.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Wow, the lines are open. Eh? We continue the calls, not the voice notes. The calls.
The voice biting this morning.
Yeah. Abby say, Lord have mercy. We start to talk about religion now. We really doomed. Right? Dean is saying, if a man goes to the rum shop every day and drinks, that's his religion. Darrow is saying, Abby, hush, but laughing tears out his eyes. Abby is saying, Darrow, I give up. Laugh out loud. She is laughing too. Jerome say, Happy Diwali to Miss Santa Cruz. Anthony Medford is saying, abortion is not only about religion, it's also about human rights. What about the right of the baby or the baby's father? Wow, LENNOX Smith out something like that. Wow, let's continue. But the leader is also an MP. Or that's a correct Silver Fox from Tobago. You say 18 MPs. It's 19 MPs because she's also a lady. That's what he's saying. And Manifesto Police is saying, Dotish caller. It have abortion in politics too, right? So it have people were saying, which is, yeah, it is. We need to abort. We ain't waiting for 3 months, 3 months, and then ain't want to abort the PNM. But I even lie. I don't mind. How old PNM is? 65? God gotta forgive me, you know. God gotta forgive me, you know. Rip that out of the woman, that woman, you know. Mash it up, you know. Boy, if it graphic as that man the store, take out the hand, take out the foot, I want to take out the eye. Watch me. Bust the heart open. Rip up the belly, Lord. I go take what's Lord? If you understand what the hell? Based on I aborting the PNM, 65-year-old PNM, and say I'm cruel? Oh God, Lord, when I cruel.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
So let Christians forgive me. All your Muslims, all the religions, all they forgive me. If it's one abortion I want to do big, whether it's graphic, whether it's a hanger, whether it's mashing up in pieces, whether I'm vomiting doing it, whether I'm fainting doing it, it's the abortion of the PNM.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, Lennox, before I take some more calls, let me engage you what says though, because you're hearing calls, you're hearing people. Talk to me, let me organize because the lines are lit up like that.
Well, yes.
Engage us.
Yes. We are going to accept and treat with all the calls. So we are going right up until 10 o'clock. Of course, we just have about the better part of about 17 more minutes. 17, thereabout. Yes, thereabout. And we are going to take your calls. Very, very interesting. I've learned a lot this morning. I think I share the view of the caller that we should be a little more what I consider to be diversified. And of course, but we have also recognized that every single topic, including this one, you could of course relate it to the central or the centripetal issue that we have been in various forms of fashion and dimensions and should I say colors address every morning, and that is to say the inequity, the incompetence, the impotence, and the inability to manage the affairs of Trinidad and Tobago. And therefore what we are looking for right now is really an elections that we could jettison, that we could annihilate, if you want to call it that, or destroy this political.
About the PNM now, man. Although you're against abortion, just say annihilate and the election just say we want to abort the PNM.
Which I'm saying. So we are able to bring it to the central team, which of course is to get rid of this administration. And so I thought, it did some doing and a stretch to make it to let's say divert it in that direction, but it has come in handy because at the end of the day, it just puts another dimension to the central point, which is that the Rowley administration is toxic. It has weaponized government against the people and must, of course, demit office sooner rather than later. And I say well done to the callers and all of those who participated this morning in making, of course, the program not just diversified, but still able to bring it back to its central theme. That's excellent. That's a tremendous amount of doing and creativity.
Yeah. So let's go back to the lines. Before I do that, let me just peep at the chat. Oh boy, Manifesto Police after Silver Fox said that's a dotish fox boy, right? So, oh Lord, he said that's a dotish. Oh God, I don't know them callers and let's get them thing. And he said that is a dotish fox, yes.
That may be a fox. Well, that may be a fox that caused him to say that. So that's how smart that fox is.
Yeah, well, that fox
may have wanted him to say that. And he fall right in the fox trap. Yeah, because you know the story with the fox and the chicken. The fox will go and pretend that he playing with others and he studied that one and as it turned back, he snatched it and gone away because he that represents a meal, but he has to be clever in order to, of course, make sure he feeds himself. So that may be a typical situation created by the fox, the silver fox.
Yes, Aaron is saying it is Cicharan. Morning, all blessings. People, politics and religion don't mix. Stick with politics. Nice.
Well, I think he should tell that to Father Harvey. He should tell that to Father Harvey when he went around the parliament and say performing an exorcism. And the next thing, of course, well, it doesn't mix from the point of view that after the Rowley came into office, he was hogtied in his presbytery up in Gonzales there. And in Grenada, now that he is bishop there, he's telling his parishioners, listen, don't get involved with politics. Don't get involved with politics. So you have a point there, but it simply will not happen because the air we breathe is as a consequence of politics, and the type of tolerance for religion again is dependent on politics. So there is a uncanny, if you want to call that, interrelationship between both, and that's the reality.
That's reality. Oh boy, Anthony Medford just saying LP is talking to another one. LP, just wanna know if your daughter was careless, would you support throwing away your grandchild? Right? Barapo going to call back. Beats.
It's a loaded question. That person wicked to coin that question in that way.
Wow. Wow, that learning question.
Yeah.
Democrats' entire campaign, someone said the Democrats' entire campaign is about abortion and giving the men the right to compete in women's sports. Wow. Let's continue. About PNM face blue smiling. Oh boy. Nadira, Abby, I am wishing good morning, dear. I'm wishing good morning, dear. Helen, Ali, good morning. They're going to report. Right, anybody have anything else to say? Oh boy, have anything else to read? This is saying, how is it okay for God to slaughter/order the killing of children? I believe she's talking about wars. Right, Rosalind agree with me, Lewis. About the PNM, we need to do for abortion, but only with the PNM. Yeah. Even if it passed the 3 months, it's 65. It's not yet about it. I want to see the gruesomeness of aborting the PNM. Yeah, man. Let's continue. God. Right. No anybody. I go decide that. Daro say, I go decide that when I get pregnant. Nudes. Right. So let's continue. Right. Olia? Right. That's it. Let's go to the lines. Morning caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? We have approximately 10 minutes before we wrap up. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. What's your contribution on the number one program, the ground report? Let's know where you're calling from and what's your front burner.
Are the people that were suffering? Is it the thousands of people that were enjoying themselves and spending their money in Tobago? And I also want to address the deceitfulness of people like Santa Cruz and Central.
Remember, we on dial. Just watch your mouth. You're calling in direct. All right. Go ahead.
Because the so-called fight dissidents, because they challenged Kamala, but they welcoming Jack Warner, who said the nasty things.
Don't say we say, don't say we say, but just you're going good. Go ahead.
Yes, he has given details of that fires and the beaten wastewater treatment. Yet Kamala going and hug him back up. That is the height of deceitfulness.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and LENNOX Smith.
Next caller. All the lines are open. All the lines are open. Morning caller. Oh boy. Let me give you all the numbers. Oh God, I gotta give all the first set running. Morning caller.
Morning, sir. I'm calling from St. Augustine.
Go ahead, St. Augustine. What's your front burner on the ground report this morning?
I have 2 points to make. One is that I was writing the Diwali Nagar to forbid Stuart Young from addressing the crowd of his remarks he made against women, because Diwali is about the goddess of light, which is a woman, and they should stop him from addressing the crowd, number one. The second point is that I want the Democratic Party to lose the election because of the support of Israel against killing innocent people in Palestine. So
you want the Democrats to lose the elections?
Lost the election.
So you are supporting Donald Trump?
Correct.
All right, Mr. St. Augustine. Thanks so much for gracing us on the ground report. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from and what's your front burner on the ground report?
Good morning. I have a question. the politicians represent. Hello?
Who the politicians represent?
Yeah,
You, go ahead, you tell us. You're saying you're asking a question. Yeah.
They're supposed to represent us, right? The citizens, the people who put them in those positions.
We are a democracy, government by the people and of the people, yes.
Don't mix. I understand where they're coming from, but if they are representing me and they are making policies or implementing things that go against my spiritual or moral values, I have the right to pick up a storm about that. You are my representatives. They are the representatives of many believers in this country. So if they are trying to put something into law that goes against our values, we have the right to speak up about it.
Wow. So you are saying you are throwing away, mashing up that notion of politics and religion don't mix. You are saying that is BS. Okay.
You come in to ask me to dip my fingers to you, to put you in that position, take an opportunity to represent you. You can't turn around and say, well, I don't want to hear that. No, I am your boss, not the other way around. They are our representatives. They represent us. Right? So there is no separation there. So then someone say, okay, well, we're passing a law that, if you cannot take care of your child, because I heard a sentiment with one earlier today, that, a lot of people making children that they can't care about. I understand. So if they decide that they can't care about the child born at 3 years old, you can say, okay, so 2 years old, have the decision to take care of this baby. When a mother that go on the road and she's pregnant or she gets hit by a stray bullet and the child it perishes in the accident, what do they call it? A fetal for a baby. Come on, let's be real. She don't make good. Woman that is pregnant, she's carrying a child, she's carrying a human life. It is a norm, it's a dog, it's a cat. Right? As long as it is there, it is inside there. It could be in raising with interview. I can't remember the word right now. I was so flustered. Right? But it's the fact of the reality. It is a life. It is a life. Nobody is saying don't go out and have your fun. But there are so many methods right now to keep yourself safe. Why when you pick up the STD, you go kill yourself?
Okay.
Huh? Okay. That's not inconvenience serious for humanity. You have to be real and you have to put our foot down to the ground. You have to certain things that are not okay. You don't want a baby, protect yourself. Have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Wow. And I wouldn't lie, Trinidad and Tobago. Being on TV or we doing this now compared to radio, the level of conversation and contributions by these whole set of new people too is of a level of real. Me and LENNOX Smith was talking that just yesterday. It's a very, very, very high level and educated, smart contributions coming from you, the people.
Yeah, I want to endorse that. Only yesterday, yes, we did in fact did some analysis of where we are at this point in time, having introduced, of course, these new aspects to the program. And we are extremely pleased that as to where we are going, and it could only augur well, having regard to the quality and the standard that the callers have brought to the program. We never anticipated that. That was not one of the objective to escalate, if you want to call it that, to catapult the quality to the point that we are seeing on a daily basis. But we want to say kudos to you.
Yes. Well, we're supposed to be back up and running. We had a little issue that is going to be resolved right now. Very good. It's totally resolved. Oh boy.
Yes, so nice.
Time check. It's
quality. Yes.
Yes, it's 4 minutes to the hour. We just had a little, like very short technical disturbance where you all was not hearing us. Oh. Right, so as it may, that is all with and over. You all are hearing us loud and clear. Let's take about 2 more calls and look to rack up rack up these scenes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So let's go. I'm waiting to connect with the Bluetooth in order to have the reporter. One of the reporter will be on now. Reporter, pleasant good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, Andy and Lennox with the Nike. Can you hearing me?
Loud and clear, my brother. Go ahead.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, so brother trying to drag Jack Warner through some kind of mud, but I want him to know, don't press this panic button. Jack Warner should be forgiven, just like how Dr. Rowley has been forgiven in 2020 for closing down Petrotrin. Jack Warner never put no pressure on this country. He applied pressure where he see it was fit to apply pressure, and so be it. But if he chooses to come back in the political arena, he is welcome. He is welcome. So you PNM people, don't be panic and scared. Jack Warner or no Jack Warner, the People's Parliament, UNC will return into office in this country. We're not going no further with the PNM. I listened to you all rhetoric all over the place. As all I hear Jack Warner saying jumping back in the race, all they started to get frightened and scared. It's going to happen. The PNM is not going to be at the head of our affairs until to Mr. Stuart Young. I feel you should just take a backseat and leave our personal business in this country alone and wait for the results on the election. Because of you and Mr. Inbert, the people of the East-West Corridor is going to reject you all heavily. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. 2 minutes to the hour. I'm going to read this message. This text message say, good morning to you guys. $50 million for the Prime Minister for Entertainment. What about poor people who have not wanting to eat? What about the people back pay money? That man don't care. That's a quick text message. Oh boy, Trinidad and Tobago tomorrow, please God. I will, because it's 1 minute to the hour of 10 o'clock and we have to wrap up. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with yours truly, LENNOX Smith. Right, on YouTube, Corridor Transformation YouTube. But on Facebook, you're going to get him on Love Lavanti. And don't also forget, today is Tuesday, we're going to get the Observers with yours truly and our co-host, Mikey K, the Mighty K. That will start at 7 o'clock. Well, you know it's Tuesdays, and on Wednesdays, you get the Mighty K with the Observers. And right on the Gallery channel too, you're going to get the Observers on Gallery channel and also on Real Media TT from 7 o'clock. Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, until tomorrow morning, please God, it was nice that you all choose Gael the Caribbean. You all choose the Ground Report. You all choose Real Media TT, Corridor Transformation, Workers' Right Platform. Whatever way that you all choose to grace us with your presence and contribute into the #1 program, the Ground Report. Continue sharing, continue encouraging. God bless each and every one of you. Remember, after God, family comes first. Be safe on the nation's very roads or bad roads. Until tomorrow morning, please God, on behalf of the Ground Report team, yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, is saying, we are out of here.
Bang, 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 bang.
What do I see? I see footprints that man have left on the sand while walking through time. I see fruits of our ambition, figment of our imagination. And I ask myself, when will it end? When will it end? It is plain to see, universally this land is not bountiful as it was, simply because in his quest for success, nothing stands in man's way.
Yes, people, of course, we have come to the end of today's Ground Report from since 6 o'clock. It is just after 10 o'clock. Of course, we were on Gael the Caribbean, and then, of course, before that, you had to log into, of course, about a plethora of social media platforms. Courtesy, of course, the Real Media TT. Then, of course, you have Workers' Rights, but you also have, of course, right here, the Corridor Transformation on YouTube. And then, of course, on Facebook, you will have to log into Love Lavatil. Yeah, Love Lavatil. But of course tonight, the same you will do. Love Lavatil on Facebook and Corridor Transformation on YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of the day until we see each other tonight. God bless. Bye-bye.
Of unscrupulous men, while everything pass by. Time is running out as we eat and drink, species at the brink of being extinct. And I think no one can deny that the price of progress is high, real high. I see consciousness as greater as the day we live recklessly. Money make egos inflate and thereby create a turbulent state. I see a struggle between the sexes, new hang-ups and old complexes. Now the question is, right in context, what shall be next? I've already seen this world have come divided between race, color, creed, and class. And some of the things the scripture predict truthfully come to pass. Soil that wouldn't bear children, making children to be a part of this growing mass. And I ask, if this is progress, how long will it last? What do I see? I see footprints that man have left on the sand while walking through times. I see fruits of our ambition, figments of our imaginations. And I ask myself, when will it end? When will it end? It is plain to see, universally this land is not bountiful as it was, simply because in its quest for success